Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Super Rockstar here, and welcome to IndieCast Episode 4, where today I'm going to be talking about, well, I'm not going to be the only one here who's going to be talking about the FNAF 2 movie. I'm going to be having my co-star, my co-host, my partner in crime with me here today covering IndieCast Episode 4, where, we're talking about whether if the FNAF 2 movie was worse than the first or not. But yeah, overall, very stoked, very excited to be doing this episode here today with you guys, because, again, a lot of you guys have been asking me, both in, videos, shorts, streams, the streams I've also been doing this weekend, saying, Super, gonna be making some regarding the FNAF 2 movie, a video, or, a stream, what you gonna be doing? It's I wanted to say something about it, but, I didn't want to. It's kind of just, slowly just giving you guys, I was giving you guys, little hints and build-ups and, little teases, what's gonna be, that this is coming very soon, and such, but I'm very so excited to be doing this here, because originally the plan was, guys, I was going to do this as a video as we did with our previous episodes of IndieCast, but I figured it's time we do it live, so this way we can make this episode very unique, different, and of course we can actually interact with you guys here in the live chat, answering questions along the way while we cover different topics regarding the FNAF 2 movie. So I'll go and start with you guys comments right now, and afterwards I'm going to switch over to, the IndieCast screen, because, let's just say the setup is very, very nice and such. So let's see what we got here in the live chat for today. What's going on, Shadow? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. What's going on, Bridger? What is up, Emmanuel? And thank you for that pin message, by the way, Shadow. I appreciate it, dude. What's going on, Bridger? What's up, Levi? I like the new pre-streams, the starting soon screen. Thank you, Bridger. I'm real glad you like it, dude. What's going on, Play Days? Good to see you, brother. Welcome to the stream. Shadow says, the stream will contain spoilers for the FNAF 2 movie, so if you haven't seen the movie yet and don't want to get spoiled, I recommend not to watch this until you have seen the movie. Thank you for letting people know about that, Shadow. And also, yes, the movie will be released online on December 23rd. Thanks for letting people know about that. We have good to see you, Play Days. What's up, Jose? What's going on, The Guardians? What's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Yes, I was going to stream today, Jose. If y'all guys didn't know, yesterday's stream, I did say that I was going to go live tomorrow, which is today being Sunday, of course. And originally the plan was I was going to do it around, 3:30, 4 p.m. However, me and, Ambrose had to do, some technical difficulties and also get some stuff squared away. So this way, once we did get the stream set up as we did now, everything will be working in a proper manner. But good to see you, Gino Edits. Welcome to the stream. Hope you had a great Sunday so far, buddy. Thanks for being here. I took the age check thing of Roblox. They said I was between 9 and 12, so I could still chat. Well, that's good. As long as you can still chat, then that's what matters, dude. That's all that matters. So, anywho, let me go ahead and switch over to the IndieCast screen afterwards, show you guys, my co-host, my co-star for this episode. So please, everybody, give a warm welcome to Ambrose. What's up, Ambrose? How are you doing today, my friend? How are you?
Hello, I'm doing swell.
Awesome. Yeah, and as you can see, he's got a very fire-looking background right here. We got the FNAF 2 logo up here. We got the Faz Entertainment, the moving, wall background. And if you look at Ambrose's, background and everything with his plushies, popcorn bin, he's ready for this episode. He's absolutely ready.
Oh, I'm so ready. It wasn't last minute preparations or anything like that.
Yeah, totally.
Prepared so far into advance,
Yeah, exactly. They said I was between. Oh, never mind. I just read that comment. My bad. Yo, it's gonna Mika be. Welcome to the stream. Hope you guys have had a great day so far. So we were thinking again, as I said before, we're originally gonna do this episode as a video. However, we were thinking about doing this as a stream as well too. And as things play out, we'd like to hear from you guys in the live chat as well to see whether or not you guys like to see more of these episodes as streams from now on rather than videos. So now with the videos, it's like the same format as this, just with more editing and stuff on top. However, we want to do something different here today with you guys, and this is sort of the different thing we're doing here. We're doing it live with guys here on YouTube. Oh yes, Faz Entertainment, the company who is a fraud. Yes, the company who is indeed a fraud for many, many things. I have the same popcorn bucket, the one in the corner. Nice. If you guys didn't know, I was originally planning on to get like the popcorn bin and like the Faz Talker and other things, dude. But it's like my movie theater sold out completely, dude. Like, I'm like, are you joking? Like, that's so unfortunate. Were you able to get one, Ambrose? Popcorn bin or like the Faz Talker at all, dude?
Yeah, but the Faz Talker, no. But I got the basic regular popcorn bin. But I also got the stage one, which never spent so much money at a movie theater before.
How much did that cost you?
60. It was 60 at my theater.
Ooh, $60
for the stage show, yeah. And I'm like, ooh,
that's
a lot of money, but it's Five Nights at Freddy's, so I kind of have to.
Exactly, it's Five Nights at Freddy's, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It was $60, and actually I think that's about right because like when I was covering some FNAF 2 movie news and some other promotional stuff, right? Because me and Shadow cover news on the Discord server, I'm pretty sure that's about right, $60 with the item. So. Yeah, you got mine for $25. Nice, Jose. You like the streams? Thank you, Guardians. We appreciate your honesty, man. I have the one with the corner and the stage one. Nice. Yeah. Maybe, hopefully, some point throughout the year, if I can find one online where I can just purchase it, then hopefully, we'll see. I was out of luck with theater, so hopefully online, will give me a better chance of purchasing that stuff. But we got many topics here that we're going to be talking about here today in regard to FNAF 2 movie. So, for example, we're going to be talking about giving our initial thoughts on the movie, what the movie did right, what the movie didn't do right, character arcs and other things as well too. And of course, we'll be talking about some theories as to what we could possibly see happen in the FNAF 3 movie as well. So today's stream is going to be a very, very interesting one, guys. Mag5061 says, "Yo, who's the baddie on the right?" You do realize that's a guy. No.
Hi. I know who he is. That's Magnus.
Oh, okay. I was like, you didn't realize, like,
Yeah, don't worry, he knows. He's one of my voice actor friends.
I was like, thank you. I was like, I hope he knows, because like, if he did it, it's like, we're gonna have to break.
If he doesn't, he might have to explore some new boundaries. But yeah, anyhow.
But yeah, anyway, I say we go ahead and start getting right into it. Ambrose, you ready to get the stream started? Like officially started?
I think I'm ready.
Alright, so
spoilers ahead, everybody.
Yeah, spoilers ahead. So if you guys have not seen the FNAF 2 movie, I recommend just clicking off right now so that way your experience don't get ruined because of the stream. So, anywho, you want to go ahead and start us off by, kind of guiding us with the topics, because I know you have, like, the topics planned on your mind when it comes to the stream here for IndieCast today. So.
Yes. So, I think just the obvious one, like, the initial thoughts on, like, the FNAF 2 movie, like, going into it and, like, what it was like afterwards of the movie. What was yours, you would say?
So I would say for my initial thoughts, like considering like all the trailers and the posters and all the promotional stuff that were going, like I was thinking, oh, this movie is gonna be so much better than the first movie. Again, the first movie was great and everything, but of course, like a lot of people saying they don't really classify the first film as like as a horror film, but like with the second one, I was expecting like to actually see like more horror, more gore, and like, jump scares, just a lot more of like of everything that we kind of wish that we got in the first one. So don't get me wrong, the first film was great. I loved and I enjoyed it. But this second film, you could tell they definitely it definitely raised up the bar and expectations when it comes to like all the stuff a lot of people were initially like thinking about from this film, what they were gonna see as well too. And then, of course, after went about seeing it, it was great. I really enjoyed the film. It was really good, and I won't be hopping too much all over the place because we want to keep things narrow and moving forward with our thoughts and everything and such when it comes to this episode. But what were your initial thoughts on the film, Ambrose?
Initial thoughts on the film before going into it, just by seeing like all the trailers and teasers and stuff along those lines, what promo material. I was like, it feels like it's gonna be a good movie. It felt like that.
Yeah.
Like, then when I went into the movie, like just the intro sequence was absolutely fantastic. And
Oh, I love that.
so I was like, we'll go into more of that later, but like just the overall thoughts, I was like, this is gonna be a good movie. My thoughts may have changed, but but like what I'll say is like they promote it really well.
Yeah.
I like how they promote it, but it felt like false advertising. What I mean by that is they used I forgot her name. I think her name's McKenna Grace, and she plays the I think the girl investigator
Lisa.
that gets hunted by Puppet.
Yeah.
And they made her feel like she was gonna have a much bigger role in the movie than she actually did. But yeah, so that's why I feel like it was sort of misleading, at least on that part of promo. But besides that, initial thoughts, I thought it would be good.
Yeah. I still think the same thing too. Like it was still a good film. I enjoyed it. However, again, so we'll dive more in depth like with the other stuff as well too. But again, there are some things that that we will talk about that they need to improve on. When it comes to making when they make the third film as well too. But otherwise, you can tell like they definitely listen to to us, the fan base and the critics, right? They took all that and made this where it's like, okay, we all got some more of this. We're gonna give out more of this. So while not everything's gonna be like perfect, we could definitely see that there's progress and they're trying to like better things, make a whole betterment of this film compared to the first one. But again, not to just cut you off too shortly, we will be also, I forgot to mention as well too, we will be reading your guys' comments in the live chat as well too, and also answering your guys' questions as well, in regards to the FNAF movie. So again, when we cover these specific topics and other things in regards to the movie, if you guys have any questions or anything that you guys want us to read, we will read them and then give you guys our thoughts on it as well too. So for example, The Guardian says, does anyone notice all the Twisted One connections with the movie? I actually made a video way back then kind of regarding it was a short video kind of regarding how the movie was going to be very similar. Not straight up pulled from the Twisted Ones, but references to the characters and how they acted, and the jobs and the things that they were doing. So was that
a video or short?
It was a shorts video that I made on my own.
It was a shorts video, okay.
Yeah, because remember, I shared my script with you on that?
Yeah, because I was like, I swear I remember we did a script on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't remember if it was a short or long form video.
Yeah, because I figured we can do it because back then we didn't have a lot of information in regards to the second movie. So well, at least there in that point, well, of course we got more a little bit later on down the line, but you could tell it was definitely a similar format, but it was different as a whole, definitely different. How is there two people watching the stream? How is there missing out? I mean, Jose, listen.
I think it's lying because there's more people in chat than it says.
Yeah, I think it's definitely more. I don't know why it's saying there's two people watching. But I mean, like I said, whatever the case is, right? We're just here just to have fun. We're here to give our initial thoughts and review in this film, on the movie. We're having a great time. Because like I said, I put out a Discord announcement, and I already had the stream schedule put out on private events. But yeah, sometimes YouTube can be buggy. As well, again, I don't know what the big deal is, because again, I know this is something that a lot of people have been asking for. So hopefully, though, YouTube will actually put out the notification soon. It's like Scott took pages from the book and split them across both the Steelworld games and the movies. Well, again, because this movie is based off I would say yes, they took a security breach character like Vanessa and put her into this sort of timeline and a whole story in this universe of FNAF. But I get what you're saying with that though, Guardians. But yeah, I can see you play Dave's. But yeah, similar format. Let me see what other comments there was. I saw White Rabbit says, I feel like the FNAF 2 movie was great. I wish the Wither animatronics had more screen time. Which, yeah, I will say that it was cool seeing, as you said as well too, with the whole false advertising thing as well too. They did a great job of marketing, but in terms of what we were promised to see, right? For example, I was hoping we got more screen time with the Wither animatronics. We really didn't get that much screen time with them, did we? Ambrose.
No, we didn't get much screen time. I would say they had less than 2 minutes of screen time.
That's basically it. I was like, really? That's it? That's all we get to see at the Winners? Because basically just the toy animatronics, then we got to see, the OG animatronics. What if Evan Afton comes in third ring? I don't know if there's gonna be an Evan Afton in this one though, because we already have Vanessa Afton, we have Michael Afton.
Sorry to interrupt, guys.
No, you're okay. You can go ahead. What's up, Elijah?
I was gonna say, in other words, Evan Afton, but people like this actually crying child. We already have the movie representation of him, and that's Garrett.
Yeah, that's Garrett. Exactly. The movie was more focused on the main characters rather than the animatronics. I mean, in a way, yeah. I mean, they made it very clear with the marketing and everything. The toy animatronics were the main, focus of the main animatronic faces. Again, you have like the OGs that show up at the end, but like otherwise, it was mainly kind of focused on like the toys and the puppet. But yeah, good to see you, Elijah. Hope everyone had a wonderful Sunday, dude. Thanks for being on today's stream. We welcome you. Today we're doing IndieCast episode 4. Where today we're gonna be talking about the FNAF 2 movie and see whether or not it was worse than the first one. So we're gonna do like a whole live review right now, and I'm doing this review, of course, with my good friend Ambrose right here. I'm eating orange right now. Nice. Hey, not like eating healthy, dude. So yeah, was there anything else that you want to kind of cover in regards like to initial thoughts for the movie, Ambrose, or do we want to move on to our next topic?
No, I think that's about it. But I think we can go over what at least the parts that we could appreciate the movie before we like dump the movie into the ground and never to be seen again. So let's talk about what we actually liked about the movie.
Yeah. Before it just gets absolutely demolished, bro. Just put it 6 feet underground, never to be seen ever again. So basically, you said you want to start off what we liked about it, yeah. That was the question.
Yeah, it's like what we liked about it, like what was their favorite parts, blah blah blah. Even if it wasn't like good or if it was just purely like a small thing, if you liked it, you liked it.
Okay, I got you. We do got a couple more comments, so I'll answer that question. Saying, what's going on, Funtime Jake? Welcome to stream. Hope everyone had a great Sunday, buddy. What's going on, JS Geek? I'm doing pretty good, my friend. Today we're doing another episode of IndieCast. Where today we're covering the FNAF 2 movie. We're seeing whether or not if it was like worse than the first, but like so far we did our intro of the stream. We gave our initial thoughts on it, right, in terms of, like like what we thought about it with the marketing and everything. And we're answering, we're replying to people's comments right now, answering people's questions as well too along the way. And this is a stream that a lot of people have been like asking me about, constantly looking forward to, in regards like if I'm gonna do something for the FNAF movie. So we're doing that here right now, because it was planned to be a video originally, but however, just to get a lot faster and make this more of a unique episode compared to the other ones we made in the past. Which, by the way, if you guys do want to check out like our other episodes of IndieCast, there should be, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I put the playlist down in the link in the description. So again, when you guys are done with this episode here, when we are done, feel free to check out our previous episodes as well. Jose says, I know, right? Shout out, so true. Yeah, and Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, Puppet Mango, Blue Boy barely got any screen time, just Toy Chica. Yeah, that was something also like Toy Chica like mainly got. But again, we'll cover more of that like later on though. We're not doing any games right now, Funtime Jake. This is a live podcast episode we're doing now today, Funtime Jake. So you're more than welcome to stay in here to stream. We're talking about the FNAF 2 movie. If you have any questions or thoughts you want to share, feel free to in the live chat, Jake. But thank you for letting know about that, Shadow. Funtime Jake. Yep, thank you, chat. Thank you for letting me know about that. Play Dave says, I love how Circus Baby randomly appeared into the movie, but the only thing I did not like was just that they didn't introduce Withered Golden Freddy. Well, I have an answer for that as to why that wasn't the case. I have an answer for that. Anywho, let me get back on track of things, right? That way we don't get too sidetracked. Yes. And what I liked about the movie. So I would say what I liked is that I really did like the jump scares in this movie. Like, they really improved on the jump scares compared to the first one. Like, to me, like, the really kind of few jump scares sort of got was like the little, remember the little balloon boy toy that every time Mike would go somewhere, he just jump, it just turns the balloon boy toy around. And then there was also we got a couple like few other jump scares here and there from the other characters, but like, again, it's kind of more like, just like, jump scares, not like, oh my god, like, if you kind of get what I mean there with that jump scare. Another thing I did like was, like, the connections and the lore, right, it seems like, they're diving a lot more into, like, stuff that wasn't, stuff that was left, like, unanswered in the first movie, they answered a lot in the second movie as well. For example, like, for being, like, because a lot of people, there's a theory that I was going about, what's going on Toon Mystic, walking the stream. One theory I had was that I thought the OGs were going to become the Wizards in the second movie, because, like, especially sort of dialogue and other things that were getting leaked to market as well, too, saying, like, we can't go back there, they're broken. So, like, just from hearing those lines alone made me think, like, the OGs were going to become the Wizards, and, like, somehow someone was going to move them over to that original Freddy's location. But it was revealed that the Wizards are prototypes, and they are not the same at all from the OGs. Like, they are all completely separate designs. So it's like, we had the prototypes, then you have the toy animatronics, and then you have the OG animatronics though. Yeah, but I did like the atmosphere as well too. The atmosphere very, like, dark, unsettling, very creepy. There was a lot of references and Easter eggs alike. Sample for there is Five Nights at Candy's. I'm not sure if you saw that at the beginning of the film, but remember that arcade machine that kid was playing on, and it had Five Nights at Candy's on it.
Oh, did it?
Yes, it did.
I think I noticed it in theaters, but I forgot all about it.
It was literally.
I might have.
Yeah. But it was kind of moving by very quickly, but I saw it, I was like, oh my god, that's Five Nights at Candy's there, dude. We just got Shadow Toy Bonnie. Some people said that Shadow Freddy wasn't in the movie, but he was. Like, I didn't see him, but like, he was in there.
I don't think Shadow Freddy was in the movie. I think we were talking about Shadow Bonnie because he appeared for literally a millisecond.
Yeah, like you peel your eyelids back, bro.
Like, if you can point out to me where in the movie and like send me a screen, like even a Super's like Discord server of where Shadow Freddy, that'd be highly appreciative.
Yeah,
because I don't think he's in the movie.
Well, my moderator here who's in the chat right now, Shadow said Shadow Freddy like was in the movie. He was just really hard to see. Like, I think he was in the hallway. I think that's what he told me. Yeah, he was in the office hallway. Yeah, Shadow he just said it. He was. He was very hard to see. Like you could see some glowing eyes in the back, like in the background, like, and he was there.
Shadow, send me a picture later. I want to see this. I did not see it in theaters.
He's like, I need proof, bro.
But not his teeth. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. I mean, it's a fair, valid question.
Yeah, it's. Toon Chi says, I've been wanting to talk about this, but when the puppet burst out of Toy Chica, doesn't the inside of Toy Chica look like a Springlock suit? At least the movie version. Ambrose, you want to answer that one?
Which one?
So Toon Mystics asked, like, remember that one scene where the puppet burst out of Toy Chica?
Oh, yeah, where it had like spring locks in her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you watch also Dako's behind the scenes tour for the spoiler video, he even questioned like why does Toy Chica have spring locks? Because the thing is, my guess is because I actually don't know why the toys have spring locks, but if I had to guess, spring locks were typically used so a human can fit inside and go outside, and I'm pretty sure the toys do have 5 fingers.
Do they have 5 fingers?
Don't they?
I don't.
In the movie, I think in the movie they do.
Do they in the movie? They might. I need to actually hang on. Do they?
Because why else would you need spring locks?
That is true. Because the only time you would have spring locks in there is like is someone could, like a person could fit inside and wear the animatronic. Fun
They have 4 fingers?
I'm pretty sure they had 4 fingers. Like I don't recall them having 5 fingers. Check again. Like hang on. Let me pull up whatchamacallit. Let me go to my. Okay, I can't go to Discord there. Let me just go to Google real quickly. Because
I know in game they have 4. I'm pretty sure they have 4 in game. But 2. Because why else would Toy Chica? Because they were made. Because these toys animatronics were made before the originals.
Yeah, they got 4 fingers. They do. I'm at the pull.
They do.
Yeah, I'm at the pull image right now. So I'm gonna quickly switch over to my computer screen real quickly. So Ambrose is kind of blacked out for now. Sorry about that. But let me just quickly switch over and just show you guys real quickly. Right here. So here's the poster, right? So this is the poster. And as you can see, the toy animatronics do have 4 fingers right there. So not 5, 4. But again, it is weird, as you guys said, as both Ambrose said, and it's weird how, like, as you guys said, both Ambrose here. Let me get your screen pop back up.
Oh yeah. Hey, don't be shy, bro.
Yo, what the flip? What's up with Cold and Freddy, bro? Hey, yo, what? Did you guys see that? Yo, that was weird, bro. That was just something I was like, huh? Chad is just so confused. I'm like, what the heck just happened, bro? Why is Cold and Freddy up on the screen? I was like, whoa. Yeah. That made me freak out there a little bit. Not gonna lie there, Ambrose. Pull some tricks out of your hat there.
yeah, I got like a hat full of tricks, you know. Like, but yeah. Did you finish answering the question?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it is weird though, because I think for them, I don't know why, because it's weird why they do have spring locks though. Because I know when in FNAF 2, the actual game, we do see the Endo 2 roaming around, and like he has like those like prongs like on his like torso, but it almost kind of looks like spring blocks as well too. Because a lot of people were comparing like this movie to see like if the movie answered a lot of questions involving the games as well. You know how like Scott likes set up those games, but like afterwards like answers some things like later on down the line, involving like the characters and the events that happen within the universe of those two. So I'm trying to think as to why.
It's weird, but like to go on, like I think we can get back to that later, touch maybe more on that with the story stuff when we talk about it.
Yeah.
But the part I really liked, and this was a comment I saw earlier about the movie, was the intro cinematic scene with Charlie. And there was a comment earlier asking, like, what's the difference, Charlie and Charlotte? Charlie's short for Charlotte.
Yeah.
So Charlie's a nickname. Her actual name is Charlotte.
Yep, thank you for answering that. Because it's the same thing. It's a nickname. Like they're literally the same name. It's just a short down version of nickname, as you said. Toon Chi says also Circus Baby being in the movie was pretty interesting. Could the third movie be set up for a fourth closet type movie or something? And that's an excellent question to answer right there. And we'll answer your question in a second, Fun Time Jake. So to answer that question, the first movie was heavily inspired off of the Silver Eyes, right? That much is very clear. Like with the arcade, like basically like with the sequences, how like Abby was getting chased by by Foxy, for example, and hiding in the ball pit. And other things that are playing out from the movie, like other scenes and setups, and also the animatronics dragon blowing away. Like those are like straight up like shots that were like inspiration that was taken from the book, right, for Silver Eyes. And for the twisted ones, it's like basically stuff like involved like Abby's school and like again, it was that kind of format similar, right? Especially with Vanessa like being a little stir crazy and such, right, with her past trauma. Mike trying to move on from things well too, right? Be there for Vanessa, trying to fix her, because like I'm pretty sure John was like kind of, it wasn't John from the book, because you know about the twisted ones, correct, Ambrose?
Yeah, I read the twisted ones, yes.
So like what do you think is your comparison when it comes to like the twisted ones with the movie? Like what sort of similarities do you see?
I didn't notice it really. I guess
Really?
maybe the only thing you can really compares the fact that the animatronics aren't stuck inside of a like one location. To me, that's the only comparison that I have noticed.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe you could relate to.
I'm gonna switch over music so
maybe...
that way not interrupt.
All right. Yeah. And you could probably maybe relate to the fact that. It's maybe a bit of a stretch, but like in the book, John had a falling out with Charlie. He doesn't think that's Charlie. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I guess in this movie you could say Mike had a falling out with Vanessa, and now they're kind of like separated and stuff. And even Mike and Abby were separated for a bit.
Yep.
Because she wasn't repaired. So I guess you could make like the human connection separation part to the book. But overall, I really don't think the movie was that close to the book whatsoever.
Yeah, it really
Besides
was.
like.
As you
like
said,
those two things.
Yeah, like you explained it quite literally perfectly right there. It's just mainly there's like this human, interaction and such, and like how things happen between Mike and Abby and Vanessa. But that's basically it. Really can't think of anything else.
Yeah.
With that.
But we should stick to let's answer like the next two questions mainly for a sec here.
Yeah, and we'll answer more questions in chat just a bit. We'll answer more of you guys' questions.
Yeah,
we will.
But like with the movie, what I really like is like the intro scene with the puppet and Charlie.
Yeah.
I think that was a fantastic way to start the movie, and I like the approach they actually took with Charlie in this movie, because in the game she's like said, or like it's actually really similar to the games. I mean, how they went with the puppet route and how they do with Charlie.
Yeah.
Because what is it? She becomes a vengeful spirit, blah blah blah, stuff like that. I see the people over the internet like arguing the fact that in the game Charlie and the puppet is no longer a vengeful spirit. She's like a protector. Yeah. She is a protector, but she's a protector for the other kids. Yeah. She literally in the game, we gotta remember she is still a vengeful spirit. She one of her voice lines in UCN is "You need to stay out of my way," and she doesn't hate us. But if you get in her way, she will kill you. The reason being she kills you in FNAF 2 because you're getting in her way.
Exactly. For revenge and everything. Like what she's trying to go after, right? To get vengeance on the one that ended her life so early. So, exactly. Because that compares well too. Because like people were thinking that Cassidy was kind of more of like a vengeful spirit as well too. From the first movie and the second one as well, was like. Yeah, at first he was like, because at the start of the first movie, like you could tell he was very bitter and quiet and like very vengeful. But like in the second movie, you could tell what I liked about that was like he was more open and warmed up to Mike and Abby and Vanessa, because because after learning the truth in the first movie, and such, right? He's a lot more warmed up. If you noticed that, Ambrose, like while you were watching the movie as well, like you can tell how Cassidy was like more warmed up and friendly and approachable to Mike and Abby.
I was gonna mention that because I like to say. Cassidy in this movie is maybe I don't know if it's like the games really, because at least in the games he's portrayed as like pure evil kind of thing. Yeah. But with Cassidy in the movie, he actually feels approachable, like you said. Yeah. And he actually feels like, hey, it's okay. I know, Mike, you're not the enemy, but in the game it feels like I don't care who the hell you are. Yeah. you're gonna get a piece of it. It's But I still think they are still going with the route of Cassidy is trying to trap William in this external hell and making sure this man does not do any more killings.
Yeah.
I think they're still going on this route, just a little more tame, I'd say, with it. But I think the character representation in this movie, they did a great job on. The actual story, we'll get into that, was overall not the best. But overall, the intro scene was by far my favorite, and the flashback that Vanessa had with her father that also showed Circus Baby in the movie, which at first glance I thought was CG put in the movie, but then the behind the scenes videos, that Circus Baby animatronic's real and it's hella accurate.
I know, right? I was like, that's actually real. That wasn't CGI, bro. Like, they actually built Circus Baby, and she is freaking huge and tall, bro. Because in Sis's location, there is actually a blueprint for her character, and I think she is 7.2 feet tall, if I'm not mistaken. So that is a very big animatronic, dude. That is a very big, very tall animatronic that we're talking about here. Yeah, she was that big. She arrived at Trin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Shadow told me about this too. He said that Circus Baby was so big that she couldn't be shipped on a plane. I think she had to be shipped by train to get to where she was going. You know, which is insane though. But again, that's freaking awesome. Yo, it's gonna be Studios. Welcome to the stream. Hope your day's going well. Today we're doing IndieCast episode 4, where we're covering the FNAF 2 movie and see whether or not it was worse than the first one. So we're kind of doing a live review right now with my co-host Ambrose here. So if you want to say hello once again.
To mention though, okay, because the next topic we're going to go, it might take a bit to explain, so we'll try to answer questions now. I think now's a good time to get as many questions through, because the next topic we're going to be talking for a hot minute about it.
We're going to be talking for a hot minute, so let's go ahead and start answering some of your comments right now. So I'm going to scroll back up and see what sort of questions y'all guys did have. I have a question. Do the toy animatronics and the widow animatronics have child spirits on them, or only the OG ones? So to answer that question, how that worked out in the movie is that Charlie is the only one that got murdered in the FNAF 2 location, right? And she's the only ghost spirit there. So because she's the only ghost spirit, she's the one controlling not only the puppet, right, what she's inhabiting, but also controlling the toy animatronics. And then as for the OGs, and you know, including Golden Freddy, they're all possessed by their own individual spirit, right? So you have like Gabriel possessing Freddy, you had Susie possessing Chica, Fritz possessing Foxy, Jeremy possessing Bonnie, and Cassie possessing Golden Freddy, right there. So that's the answer to your question. Imagine they introduced a robot that looks like a human in the FNAF movieverse. Maybe. Yeah, the animatronic fight was really good. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, The Guardians. Also, I've seen so many people saying Vanessa might make her Venny arc in the next movie because of her being possessed. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, when I saw that at the end of the movie, I was like, yo, they're about to make her become Venny, bro, and I am all for it. Question, how come that in the FNAF 3 movie there's no Phantom Bonnie? Well, there's never a Phantom Bonnie. And also the FNAF, well, in FNAF 3, yes, it's a combination of both the FNAF 1 and FNAF 2 animatronics, but there's no Phantom Bonnie, because it's just he's just not there. Scott said nah.
And so to answer the other one, how did BB's eyes work even though he was underwater? Well, this part doesn't really make sense, but because the FNAF 2 animatronics are more advanced rather than the OGs, even though they were made before the OGs.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because they have different creators. I don't know if it was Henry or William that created toys.
Yeah, because we know that in the games it was Henry, right, that made the toys. If I'm not mistaken, because Henry made the toys in the games, but here in the movie, we know William made different prototypes, right, different versions of these animatronics. So I don't know. It could still be the same, but maybe Henry did make the toys, and had like William make like the prototypes and the other ones. So I think we'll definitely more answers for sure in in the next film. Let's see, what was the other question that someone had in mind for us? Question was, that little boy that William got was Charlotte's brother Sammy or some other boy? Ambrose, you want to answer that one?
Yeah, I'll answer that one. So with that boy, to my knowledge, I don't think that was her brother, because if it was...
Yo, what's up, Ben? Sorry about that. Go ahead.
No, you're good. With that, I think it's just some random kid, and she happened to notice, and Charlie's, I think, overall character, she is a caring person, but as you saw in the movie, in the intro scene, she was very antisocial.
Yeah.
And later in the scene when we get Micah and Henry talking to each other, Henry only mentions he lost one kid that night. If that was her brother, Sammy, then I feel like he would have mentioned that in the dialogue regarding that. But the fact he said he only lost his child, I reasonably believe that's just some random kid that was just used so Charlie could get lured into that position.
Exactly.
Being killed.
Because
so
a lot of people, Yeah, because a lot of people thought that was Sammy, but like that wasn't Sammy. It was just a random kid, as you said.
But
But
there is a theory going around.
what's the theory?
That with a kid in the movie that people are theorizing might be Gregory, our FNAF movie Gregory.
Really?
Which you remember? Yes. So as you know, Abby is our representation. Wait, no, is Abby a representation of Elizabeth in the movie?
That's a
Do
good
we want to say that or no?
I'm not too sure because like okay, so that is an interesting thing I do want to talk about as well. Because you know, during the Vanessa's dream sequence, right? You know, she starts off like as an adult, then she becomes a child, right? You know, while the doors flicker and everything, she goes into hiding. We do see Circus Baby, right? However, if you look at her eyes very carefully, her eyes are green. Because you know that in the games, right? When Elizabeth does, you know, interact with Circus Baby, she has blue eyes, right? But then when Circus Baby, you know, kills her with a claw, she possesses Circus Baby and the eyes turn green. Like, you know, that Elizabeth is the one possessing that animatronic. So it made people definitely question a lot as, like, you know, is there already Elizabeth Afton in the movieverse already? So it could have been like maybe William had like, you know, Michael, then Vanessa, and then, you know, Elizabeth. We don't know. It's kind of hard. Shadow says really hard to tell. Oh, you can go ahead. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah. It is hard to tell as you were reading, because we thought Mike Shipp was the representation for Michael Afton, and Michael Afton actually gets introduced. I would have to look back, but the family photo, they show the family photos that shows William Afton, Michael Afton, Vanessa, and I believe William's wife.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a third child in that image, and if there's no third child in the image, then I'm led to believe that Abby is the representation for Elizabeth in the film, because what if Abby's just a representation for Cassie?
Possibly. That is.
Because okay, like to get to the main point earlier, people are saying the kid Abby speaks to, like at the fair and stuff, is Gregory, is our movieverse Gregory, because he felt like he had a lot more scenes and talking things to just be like a side character kind of. So I think this kid will be in the next movie. And I'm kind of agreeing with the theory that might be our Gregory. Yeah. And I might be leaning more towards that Cassie is that Abby is our Cassie movieverse. Yeah. So because what is it too? Abby knows how to is getting into robotics. You know who else was into robotics and knew how to work robotics? Cassie.
So maybe. So that's a pretty good theory out there. I like that. So Shadow says he's missed between that theory, but it's not a bad one. I'm not against that. Security breach movie? I mean, I would love to have a security breach movie in the future, bro. Like, if we ever get one, I would love to see that.
It'd be great.
DN says, what about Vanessa Bot? The real Vanessa died called up by Baby, and then Vanessa we see is a robot. So yeah, because that's what people are thinking, right? Like, because people think that Vanessa could be like a robot, but there's the hospital thing though, right? The hospital scene in the first movie, right? Like, don't you think they would have seen something weird, like, you know, if she actually was a robot, you know, right? With the blood and everything?
It could be a thing, because as you know, spoiler for books up ahead, by the way, because in the books, as we see, when Charlie ages up or dies, the next robot of her will be put out to represent the next age in the phase of her life, due to Henry's grief and trauma from losing her at such a young age. Yeah. So he builds multiple versions of how she would be like growing up, and then they get released over time, the other one gets deactivated. Do I think they're doing this with Vanessa? No, I don't think so, and I think the possibility of illusion discs in the movie being is highly unlikely, at least at this time. Yeah. Because I don't think there's anything that could imply illusion. I think they're more of going the hallucination nightmare kind of route with Vanessa. By far, I think Vanessa had the best development in this movie, and we're about to have some, I think, good Abby development. I don't know what's going on with Mike, though.
Yeah, no, I'm not too sure about Mike, but as you said, Abby and Vanessa, 100%.
Because I think what they're going for is they're trying to just have Mike live a normal life, but he keeps getting caught in the crossfire, and I think they're representing that perfectly there. Yeah. Because like Abby wants to do this, Vanessa wants to do this, and Mike's just kind of there trying to support everybody. And he's just getting caught in the crossfire and being got into this mess like 2 times already. Yeah. So which is why at the end of the movie, why Michael decides to cut Vanessa off, because she's putting them in too much danger.
Yeah, and she's like not telling him everything, like the truth and everything such, right? Like she's like withholding a lot of secrets. So it's like because Vanessa's withholding all these secrets, it's just constantly keep putting him in danger, as you said. So he's like, just stay away from us, Antonio, just stay away. Which, God, that sucked. Like you can feel that emotion from Vanessa, like just like the seeing her cry and everything, like those words that Mike just spat out in front of her. Like you feel bad. You feel bad for both Vanessa. Like yes, you feel bad. Like, yeah, I understand Mike's perspective, but like you also feel bad for Vanessa at the same time because like it's not her fault she's an Afton, but it's like she is an Afton. Nothing can really like change that. What's going on, Bubble? Welcome to stream. Sorry for the late comment, dude. We were trying to keep things moving forward in terms of, like the questions and topics and answers and stuff. So that's what we're trying to do here.
Okay, wait. That's a good question. Vanessa woke up in the second movie and said 20 years later. Okay, the reason why I said 20 years later is because in the intro scene when Charlie died, that was way before.
That was back in
so
1982.
Yes. So when we're going back, so when it says 20 years later, we're referring to now present time after the first film. Which is, I believe, do we know how long after the first film?
It takes place a year after the first film. FNAF 2 movie literally
Oh,
takes
yes.
place a year after, yeah.
I believe they mentioned that during the dinner date. It's been a year since Vanessa's in the hospital, but yeah. So they do mention it, and due to that, I don't think they're going to go that route because I think Mike would have constantly checked up on her in the hospital. So, did you watch the FNAF? How it should have ended? How it should have ended? I think there was a big cliffhanger. I don't know how it should have ended per se because I didn't like the ending, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. Let's see. Scott knows that any person would take the hospital scene seriously. Who wouldn't? I mean, yeah, but I don't think it's gonna go that direction. I mean, unless we get some like news information or like something like that for the third film, like it is the case with losing disc and Vanessa is a robot. I don't see that being the case.
It's one of those things where, for now, you just gotta take at face value, which I'm gonna take at face value unless there's significant proof otherwise to reason to believe that the hospital scene is not relevant in the case or just meant to throw us off, which there likely isn't any proof to show that.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that everything in the first film and the second film regarding Vanessa still lines up to what happened in the first, and her behavior doesn't look off or unordinary whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the third film probably because and she was possessed by the puppet, but it's like, in other words, they're not going to go that route. And as much as I hate to say it, FNAF is one of those franchises that have one of the worst written stories out there. So it's like connecting stuff isn't the easiest because Scott likes to tease us rather than give us answers.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, hey, that's what just even though that's the case, it still reels us in, man. We're still just coming back for more. We want the answers, man. But it's like, oh, okay, you'll get.
Yeah.
We'll
Other
get
than that, are we ready to get into the story analysis part and go over the story for this movie?
Yes, I am. What's going on, Vulture Star? Welcome to the stream. Hope today's going well. Today we are doing IndieCast episode 4, where this episode is about the FNAF 2 movie. So initial thoughts, story, character, the story, the characters, analysis, all that stuff we're doing here. Nowadays they're starting to reveal some truthful infos. Yeah, they're starting to.
Figure out the mimic.
I wish we saw Balloon Boy's accessories, like the signs of Balloon. Sad to not see them. Yeah, did we ever see those, by the way, his accessories? Not really, did we?
I mean, the little prop, like, of the actual animatronic? No, we saw him appear at the water. No, actually, no, I'm pretty sure he was holding it when he appeared in the office.
And
then Mike ripped his head off.
And there's also another statue of him as well, too, like, holding a balloon in the sign. So even that wasn't the case, we still technically got him. It's okay to say Scott ain't the best story writer. I mean, like I said, not the best, but he's still good. He's still really good at what he does. Like, again, everybody has their ups and downs.
He needs to stick to the books, bro. Stick to the books.
Oh, okay. Stick to the books, bro. Alrighty. I say we go ahead and move on forward to the story segment.
Yes.
So you want to kick it off, Ambrose?
All right. So we might not look at chat for a hot minute because it's going to be a long thing. So going over the story of the FNAF 2 movie, kicking off from the first. Overall, this beginning, we continue off with Mike and Vanessa 1 year after the incident. Mike get his life back together. He got a new place with Abby. New living situation, and then just time lapse here, go through the movie, we'll fill in the blanks in a sec, and then at the end of the movie, Mike cuts Vanessa off, and then Vanessa is getting possessed by the puppet now. So that's a big jump.
Yeah.
how did we get here? Well, let's talk about that. So let's talk about what happened in this movie.
So, okay, so basically, I said as the movie starts off, right? It starts off with like a flashback sequence, which it's taking us back to like the movie starts off where we go back to 1982. Yo's gone to Egghead. Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone good so far, buddy. Yeah, we're going back to 1982 where we get to see Charlie and we see like the pizzeria full of life and everything. And of course, the animatronics are, performing and just doing their thing, right? Of course, then we go about seeing a young Vanessa, talking to Charlie because, as you said, she's very antisocial, right? And that's when, she goes about trying to fit in the group, but, she just, can't really fit. That's when she sees, a young boy being, lured away by the yellow rabbit, William Afton. And of course, as movie portrayed with her character, did a great job of sort of being a protector, holding those in her arms. Well, others didn't lift her in her arms the way she lifted others into hers. You know what I'm saying, right? Henry's speech,
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? So she goes saving the kid from William. However, that did cost her life, right? She got stabbed in the back 3 times. I'm like, oh my god, that poor Charlie. And of course, the whole trapdoor opens, the puppet, catches her in his arms, and she goes on to possess the puppet. And from here, they made it where she specifically hates adults. Like, she likes kids and protects them and everything, but it's like she really, really hates adults because the adults were very, very obnoxious and like insignificant. Like, go to your parent or go elsewhere. Other things here, like, God, them parents were. Can we talk about the adults, Ambrose? Like, the adults were.
I think this is. I actually want to clear this misconception up because people don't understand this and they're calling it a bad writing for it.
Yeah.
So you gotta remember, this is being seen from Charlie's perspective in the movie. Obviously, the adults didn't actually act like that.
Yeah.
In Charlie's perspective, this is the kind of response she thought we was getting with the attitude, like, hey, go away. This is how she sees adults. This is how she's portraying adults to be. We're seeing this from Charlie's perspective as like an over exaggeration of what they're actually saying.
Yeah.
Like, and basically Charlie sees them as helpless. They're not helping her, so she just has to take stuff in her own hands. That's what the scene's actually telling us.
Yeah.
So hopefully that can clear up a misconception seen in the movie. But yeah, that's not how the adults were actually acting.
But for the sake of getting there, it's like, I mean, yes, you're gonna have like some obnoxious adults, but it's like, obviously, just for the sake of getting the film moving forward, that happened. Because like in the games, right? In the games, Charlie's like, she gets kicked outside, by the other kids, I believe, right? In that minigame, in the minigame before. I think it was in the Flash. It was either in FNAF 2 or FNAF 6. We know that we see that Charlie does get kicked out, right? And they have like the bands and everything, security bands, and the puppet wasn't able, to reach her, and such, right? And while she was outside, William Afton, in his purple car and everything, like gets out and kills Charlie. And then, by the time the puppet does make it out, it's already too late, right? But the puppet lays next to Charlie, and Charlie goes on to possess the puppet, and of course she's very, not evil, but like very angry and upset, and wanting her revenge. But of course she is like a protector, so they do portray that very well from the game to the movie. The teacher 100% deserved it though. Well, again, we'll talk about that. Yeah, the teacher was such a jerk.
Anyhow, as continuing.
Yeah.
Let's see. After the intro scene, we didn't begin with the dinner day. How did we begin? Did it begin with Abby going up to like school and then getting off the bus?
Oh God, I'm trying to remember. So I'm pretty sure how it played out. Vengeful is the word you're looking for. Thank you for correcting me on that. I'm trying to remember how it played out again in the film because I meant to go see it again, but I got very busy with stuff out this week, so it's like, dang, I didn't get a chance to go see it again, so I can just kind of get a refresher. But I'm pretty sure how it opens up. If memory serves me right, I'm trying to remember. Guys, take a brain. I'm pretty sure it opens with Vanessa. Oh, not Vanessa. I'm pretty sure. Actually, wait, I think it does open up with after a show, Vanessa waking up. Yeah, I think it was. That's what it was. Thank you, Jared.
Oh, Mike calling. Yes. Okay, no, you're right.
Yeah, Vanessa wakes up from, because that was all in a dream. Because like when it does switch over to that, we see Vanessa wake up. So that was all happening in her head, right? The whole like sequence that we see. Yeah, that was a flashback. But now it's sort of come back to me now. Yeah, so Vanessa wakes up.
Okay, yes.
She gets a phone call with Mike, asks about dinner. If Mike asks, she gets a phone call from Mike, and Mike asks her if she's still good for dinner. Basically, a date right between the two, and she says, yeah, they're still good. Yeah. Then after the call, went to Abby. Yep, thank you, Jared. Went to Abby, explained the events of the first movie, right, on the bus. Well, yeah, Mike and Abby go about talking and such, right? Then afterwards, Abby goes off to school. Jeremy helps Mike with painting in the house. Abby talks about the events of the first movie. And of course, we see that, she's getting into robotics, Abby is, and the teacher is being a massive jerk, of course, right? I'm like, yes, this acting is great, but, like, in terms of the end of that movie, I was like, bro, I just want to punch that. If I was Abby, I would punch that teacher square in the face, bro. Just for being an obnoxious little jerk because of some entitlements. But he got what he deserved, though. I was like, oh, your death's gonna be so satisfying. Like, I think there was one death where it's like, that was very satisfying to see on screen. Because he got what he deserved for being mean to Abby. And I'm trying to think. So after that happens, right? Once that happens to Abby, bro had no faith in Abby. Yeah, bro had no faith in Abby. I was like, bro, have some faith in Abby, bro. Give her a
it's... You know what I found odd about it? The teacher didn't. I'm like, isn't like the robot, the animatronics, like considered like one of the best advancements? I feel like in this time because of how they work, and they're so advanced too for its early time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would think that's a pretty good damn reward.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Or, it then brought in the entire Toy Chica animatronic.
Yeah,
holy.
Brought in a whole animatronic to the school, man. And of course, like, the whole core thing is like, I'm trying to make sure to go in order, but like, the fact that our boy Corey Spencer was back in the film.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Oh, it explains his upload schedule. But anyhow, but yeah. Basically threatening her to get better grades. So I think this is part of the motivation for why Abby wants to go back and see her friend. She sees like the location, goes visit them, and I will say also the performance was great by Megan Fox in this movie.
Yes.
As Toy Chica, she did way better than I thought she would, and she had a lot of speaking lines too as Toy Chica.
A lot of people were downplaying, saying that she wasn't gonna do that great at all, but like we were proven wrong. All those people were proven wrong.
Yeah.
She actually did a fantastic job as Toy Chica.
I wish Matt Pat and Kellen Goff had more time to shine them on the screen.
Yeah, I was really hoping so. Like, literally, Toy Chica took the whole screen, like, as the Toy animatronics, bro. It's like, you got a few scenes with Mangle and, like, Toy Freddy and Toy Bonnie, but it's like, literally, Toy Chica just took up the whole, like, she just literally became, like, the star of the show. But it was too bad. Yo, what's going on, Gamer Bunny? Welcome to stream. Hope you're having an amazing Sunday, dude. Welcome to IndieCast episode 4, where today we're covering the FNAF movie. Give our initial thoughts movie, what we liked, didn't like, talk about the story, theories, answer questions, and much more. So hopefully stick around and enjoy today's stream, Gamer Bunny. The Phantoms are only hallucinations. They can't.
Yeah.
They're not real. Only Springtrap is real in that location.
Yeah, but yeah, overall, like the big part of the movie is Abby just misses her friends, and she thinks these toys are her friends, and then and I find it funny because the puppet did something very smart.
Yeah.
She managed to trap Abby and Vanessa in the same place,
which is kind of
in
crazy.
order to give the code.
Yo, what's up, Gamer Bunny? Sorry about that. I already said hi to you, Gamer Bunny. What's up, buddy? Hi, it's me. Hi, Golden Freddy, aka Bunny. I slept in, but you're good. No reason to apologize, Gamer Bunny. I see you, buddy. Hi, buddy. All right, go ahead. You may continue. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyhow, it managed to trap them in the place, which was very smart. And then getting the code to then release them. If anyone was confused by the scene, it's the puppet is able to control them from the far. I think just by, like, just they're kind of linked in a way.
Well, yeah, because they're linked, like, via wireless things. So, like, just kind of, we'll get back in a sec, but we know they had, like, I think before that happens, like, Mike, Abby helps Mike puts on the tie, right, for his dinner date with Vanessa.
Yep.
They have the date, they talk about, like, their dreams, everything's going here and there, and Mike was like, hey, listen, Vanessa, I think you should encounter this trauma and everything through your dreams, right? Like, I did for me, like, with Garrett, and it helped out. He's like, so therefore I encourage you to do the same. But afterwards, they talk about Abby, they have a good dinner, and then, Mike goes back home, and he knows, like, he can't find Abby, and, there's a note on the door, and as you said, he goes to the FNAF 1 location, finds Abby, and we don't see the OGs appear at all, right? Like, she's saying they're not here, but, like, they're just in hiding, they get she gets the fast talker, and of course, that's when, there's the whole dream sequence that plays out, and after the dream sequence, with Vanessa and her father, as she confronts her father, and believes that's the end, which of course is not the end, right? William says, like, that dream sequence was crazy though, right? With the flipping doors and, her going between old to young to old again in Circus Baby, right? And, Matthew Lure's acting is always just incredible, man. Like, just, playing as William Afton and Spring Bonnie, Yellow Rabbit, like, hands down, just, he is William Afton, bro. And the whole cast, right? Josh Hutcherson, Elizabeth Leo, and, they all did a great job. Something
Yeah,
sick?
and yeah, someone mentioned it like in chat, like how the possession worked, because when Abby was possessed, she didn't die. When Lisa was possessed, she did die, to our knowledge. So it's a thing of, I think it just depends what the puppet does while possessing them, because I'm pretty sure, when the puppet was possessing Lisa,
Yeah.
she was not moving like a human, and it was not something a human could do, and I think depending how you move is what killed her.
Yeah.
So it wasn't actually the possession. I think it was just, she basically used the human body to an extent it's not meant to experience, and that's what happened with that.
Yeah.
But Abby didn't have any human movement, because she was cut out of it pretty quickly.
Yeah, because think about it, that was, as you said, that was back in 1902, so it's been years since, she moved in a human body, so she moved the way she did, right? Like, very, not human movement, like, not whatsoever, because, again, she's been dead for a very long time, and, still possesses the puppet, and is very, very angry, and such, though. But yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you, because I'm trying to make sure we're just on track.
No, you're
with
good.
this.
I'm trying to also, I'm also trying to think with it, like, because the possession is also part of it. It's like, I'm not saying 100%. Lisa could still be alive. I don't know if she is like dead, but that's just my guess with it. Because I'm not gonna lie, the possessing kind of confused me. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
is she like physically in them? Is she not? Because the puppet makes it look like she goes in them. Then what happens to the actual puppet, like doll?
Yeah,
when
it's kind of interesting how that possession does work, It's like, I think the way it is, like, it's also like maybe she kind of phases through them. Like, either I don't know how, but maybe I don't know how she does it, right? Maybe she phases through. I mean, because she is a ghost child, maybe how it all could work, that maybe she kind of phases into their body, right? Like, as a ghost would. And then she, takes over the body. And of course, we see the body twitch up and everything, right? And she goes, like, taking control of the limbs and the mind and everything. That's when, McKenna Grace says she was kind of dead, kind of alive. So she was half dead, half alive? Dang, bro.
She might be hospitalized.
Oh, okay, so she is hospitalized. Okay, because I was wondering, because, like, we know that both the other two people, I forgot the names, they were killed, right? Mangle Mangle just tore up the other guy to pieces. The other one got literally eaten, like, by the puppet, like, little mini puppets, like piranhas. Like, you can see blood and everything. Like, bro is dead. But I think McKenna Grace might still very much well be alive. She's probably just hospitalized. I think it could also be that the puppet forced herself out of Lisa's body. Meanwhile, she was put to sleep by the music bots Henry gave Mike, so maybe it was the difference of how she was moved. Probably, yeah. Clips Film says, imagine Egon Splinger from Ghostbusters used PKM meter to check on Abby to see any ectoplasm, says Remnant.
Yeah, but
what's going to
is that mostly? I think the biggest part of the movie we can talk about, because I think we talked about mostly a good amount in the middle.
Yeah.
Stuff leading to that. It's the ending of this movie. The ending of this movie was horrendously bad.
You think it was bad?
I think the ending like sucked terribly. Like, as a storytelling perspective, as a fan, oh my god, that ending was like was like heaven. But like as a storyteller, that was garbage.
I mean,
like,
keep in mind these films are designed for the fans.
They are for the fans, but I also do like good storytelling, and we did not really. We got better. Like, we got a.
Jared said one of the worst cliffhangers ever.
Yeah, it's. I guarantee the cliffhanger won't even be that much relevant in the next film.
Yeah, probably.
Honestly,
not.
I feel like it's not gonna lie. But the movie was a power of friend. If they had the animatronics actually battle an actual fight instead of just because what is it? The OG animatronics just one-shotted everybody. They 200 pumped every single toy animatronic. There was no action to it.
Yeah.
Foxy came in, decapitation.
And then crushed his head. Bam!
Freddy came in, ripped the body off. I'm pretty sure. I don't know in what order.
So I think I think Foxy was for Toy Bonnie. I'm pretty sure Bonnie was Mangle. Freddy was for other Freddy, and Chica other Chica. I think that's how it worked. Mm-hmm.
They all attacked their own counterparts.
Or are you sure it was their own counterparts? I'm pretty sure it was the reverse. Bonnie took care of Mangle, Bonnie took care of Mangle. Foxy took care of
Did he?
Toy Bonnie. Yeah. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. Correct me if I'm wrong right now. Foxy took care of Toy Bonnie. Bonnie took care of Mangle. Freddy took care of Toy Freddy, and Chica took care of Toy Chica.
Oh, okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Also,
pretty sure that was the
to
order.
get us out the way, Egg, it wouldn't be possible for the original animatronics to fight the Phantoms, because one, the original animatronics in the film are no longer going to be active as they stated in the film, because they are out of the pizzeria's location of where their spirits can actually extend to. And second, the Phantom animatronics are not real; they are purely hallucinations, and they're not physically able to hurt you in any way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
So that fight cannot happen.
It cannot.
But speaking of Phantoms, as like a little side note, I don't think Mike will be the one to experience the Phantom hallucinations. I think it will be Vanessa that will be experiencing the Phantom hallucinations.
Why do you say
Because again, in the game we play as Michael Afton, who mostly goes through all the trauma and stuff. But in this movie, Vanessa's the one that's related to related to William Afton and continuing on the story, and the one rejecting the way her father took stuff.
Yeah.
So, and it's the one actually fighting her father's actions. So I think Vanessa will be the one to suffer the trauma this time rather than Mike. So I think the next movie, we're gonna see a lot with Vanessa, and get like a final thing and the big reveals regarding her characters and stuff along that.
I can see that being the case. I don't know why the classics are squeaky clean like a year ago. They were in a collapsing building. How are they not damaged or dirty like they came out of a car wash for the fight? Yeah, I found it a little weird because you think the pizzeria in the first movie felt like, collapsed, right? It was coming down and everything, and it's all broken down and ruined. So you think that the OGs, when we do see them, will be like a little dirty or like, messed up, maybe like, slightly different. But like, nah, they were like, as Shadow said, they were just squeaky clean. I'm like, they're very clean, but okay. Like, we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. But yeah, someone I do want to talk about in this film is Michael Afton, right? Involved in the story, because like Michael Afton was first introduced to us in like the story when the ghost hunting crew, because again the ghost hunting crew was like, they were shown on the TV that while Abby was back at home, right, when Mike went on his dinner date, we saw like the ghost hunting crew up in, and then we see him actually go to the original location. Yo, what's going on, Finn Plays? Welcome to the stream. Hope you had a wonderful weekend so far, dude, and happy holidays. They were covering the FNAF 2 movie in this newest episode of IndieCast, episode 4, dude. So we've been covering things about our initial thoughts, what we like, the marketing. We're talking about the story right now, which is like going to be the longest segment. Alright, sounds good. Gamer Bunny, have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe, keep being awesome. We'll see you in the next one, my friend. Take care of yourself, dude. I just beat Doom Eternal as hard as possible. And congratulations to you. Keep up the great work. Very nice, very nice. But yeah, see you later, Gamer Bunny. Stay safe, buddy. So yeah, it's Sunday. Yes, that's correct. Today's Sunday for me. Sunday, December 21st. It's Monday for you. Well, happy Monday to you, buddy. I keep forgetting some of you guys are in different, countries and things and such. So I know times and days can be different. So yeah, happy Monday for you, dude. It's Monday here too. I heard it's Monday for you guys. So again, back to Michael Afton, right? So Michael was first introduced to us, like, when as soon as that camera moved over and bro got just scared, like, he's like, dude, and bro bro gave the most devious smile. I was like, yeah, I like this guy. I'm trying to think who was the guy that was casted for Michael Afton. Was it Freddie Carter?
It's Freddie. I think it's Freddie Carter.
Yeah.
I would say, actor did a great job. I would say it's close to Game Michael. I wouldn't say exactly like Game Michael.
Yeah, but it's close. He was really close, and I think
he's close.
Like the security guard outfit and the haircut,
Yeah, I think we got a pretty similar, close in appearance, and people are mad he's not the hot, attractive guy everyone's been looking for. But some people, but other than that, he did great. But yeah, this is kind of a very different take for what we have of the Michael Afton in the games, where people portray Michael to be, because
was viewing every scene.
He was.
But
the only problem was this was the most predictable twist ever since we was teased in the trailer.
Yeah.
Ever since we seen this in the trailer, everyone's theory was, that's Michael Afton. They didn't show him for no reason.
Yeah. Like, that was pretty clear, like, that's Michael Afton, and it was like, we were correct. Like, the moment he said, like, it's Michael, I'm like, yeah, it's Michael Afton, bro. Like, who else would that be? Like, it's pretty obvious, dude. Like, we already got Vanessa, we already got Mike Schmidt, and the fact that your name is Michael, it's like, it's a pretty dead giveaway. Michael, don't leave me here. Michael.
And what is it too? It's like I feel all the twists in the movie were predicted besides the ending, because no one could have predicted such a bad ending.
Yeah, because no one couldn't tell how this movie was gonna end anyway. Like a lot of people were theorizing like crazy. Mike being evil was
Michael being evil is not the craziest.
It's not.
He grew up. I mean to an extent, it's kind of crazy, but
yeah.
Because, what is it? He was always somebody who wanted to please his father. That's even mentioned in the games.
Mm-hmm.
He was always someone who wanted to make up for his mistakes to his father, because he felt like a failure to his father. Because William Afton was a person who only cared for his daughter. He only cared for Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Which is also could lead us to believe that Vanessa is
I'm still listening to it.
Which could lead us to believe that Vanessa in the film is the adaptation of Elizabeth Afton from the games, because in the movie it's also mentioned that that William says he loves Vanessa. That's who he loves the most and wants to protect the most. Yeah, it showed that that's the person he cares for the most. And even Michael Afton at the end of the film mentions how much his father loved Vanessa. So this is the circumcision. Michael wants to make his father proud. So by following in his father's footsteps of continuing Fazbear and the entire industry, this is his way of trying to mean something to his dad.
To please his father and such, to finally get that recognition.
Yes.
Like, they'll kind of be like the new favorite, right? Because as you said in the dream sequence, right, when Vanessa's like trying to, cut William out of her life for good, William's like, don't you know you're my favorite? He's like, don't you know that I love you? And he's like, don't you know that I care about you? Like, that stuff like that. Like, he basically what Vanessa was getting, like, he wanted that from his father. To be loved and cared and acknowledged for it, right? To be recognized.
Yeah. And I think we mentioned a little bit of it already, but the character analysis parts, is there a specific character that we want to talk about first regarding everyone's, like, arc during this film?
Let's see, who do you want to start off with? I will avenge you, father.
I think we just covered Michael. Yeah,
we already covered Michael. You want to talk about Henry?
Yeah, we could talk about Henry, because there wasn't much with him in the film, but we did get a lot of, at least a good amount of dialogue with him.
Yeah, with his character.
So as we know, Henry puts around the posters in the movie, and that's what intends Mike to go to him and talk to him about this and all the history.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it gets really implied a lot that Henry in the film was William's business partner.
Mm-hmm.
And that he worked alongside him for many years. And then he didn't even know at the time when it happened that William was the one that murdered his daughter. He had no idea.
Yeah.
But then after some time and as things kept going on, I think it's after the 5 children died, that's when Henry was able to connect that that William was the one that killed her daughter. His daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very caught in distress and very upset by this, and didn't know how to think. And I think they cut ties. I don't remember everything that's said in that scene.
Yeah.
And things just continue on. And that's kind of what we got. And then, since Mike mentioned he's gonna go back there to see Henry, gives him the music box to go, hopefully free Charlie's spirit, kind of.
Yeah.
But that didn't work.
For it to move on, but it didn't. It did not.
Yeah.
The egghead says, "Hey Rocker, off topic, but can you be Hello Neighbor, but you have 1 life? If you die to Neighbor, shards, glitches, fall damage, restart the game, but if you're in minigame 3, maybe Egghead. I'll keep this suggestion in mind. Thank you so much though for letting me know about that. I appreciate it, Egghead. So I'll think about it for a future stream, but thank you for the idea. But yeah, I think in a way for this film, as you said, for when it comes to Henry, I think they're simply just setting him up for, like, to be part of this universe, right? To properly introduce the character, right? Especially with the end credits, with the end credit that we were talking about, right? With the message where, he's like, Mike, there's some things you need to know about me. Like, I was William's business partner for Fazbear Entertainment, and everything, helped create the animatronics and everything such too. But, and that, William Afton is a very, very bad person, dangerous man. And he also was talking about the puppet as well too, how Charlie is after him and Abby. And we know that the reason why, like, basically the whole film, right, is that because people were wondering why on earth, like, the puppet, right, in the toy animatronics wanted Abby. Basically, they wanted Abby, basically kind of become like, a vessel in a way. So it's like she kind of like roam around with the other toy animatronics to make basically make all adults pay, right, and kill all adults that failed to help her out on that day, when she needed that help the most, though. In that sense, because that's basically the whole spiel with this whole film and everything going on, right? I was Abby going to this location and doing these things, right? It was because the puppet was going about after Abby to acquire a new body, basically the body of Abby, right, a young girl, so she can go about becoming a living being again and terrorize others. How many movies do you think they're going to make? Well, they originally said there were going to be 3, but I know that they were talking about spin-offs as well too.
They confirmed 3. We only got confirmed for 3.
Yeah, they only got confirmed 3 movies though. But they did say they would like to do spin-offs. I mean, but anywho, but what we know, they could do more than 3. We don't know, but we know that 3 as of now is confirmed, right? We got the first movie, we got a second movie, so of course they're gonna be working on the 3rd film, right?
Voltage asked a good question. What do you think Charlie's gonna do to Henry? Because it's another thing, in the books and the games, Henry wasn't. We need to stop treating it like Henry was a good father, because he wasn't a good father.
Nope.
But William and Henry are bad fathers, but in very different ways.
Mm-hmm.
One, William just neglected his children. That's what he did, and didn't really care for them besides Elizabeth.
Yeah.
For Henry, he loved his children. He loved them. But he was too focused on his work to put in the time for his kids. That's what makes him a bad father.
Yeah.
It's the difference of Henry is morally a good guy and William's morally a bad guy. So his actions are done on purpose.
Yeah.
And Henry's aren't done on purpose. It's like in a way that people suffer from alcoholism. It just happens, regardless of how you think of others. It's just something that goes on.
Exactly.
Yeah, there is no good father in FNAF.
Yeah, there's no good father at all. Absolutely not. There's no good father. No. Well, actually, there is. I think. Well, we could say Oswald's dad, right? Yes, he was busy working and everything. He actually tried to be a good dad.
Oh yeah, Oswald's dad. Fair enough. But that's from the books. In the game.
In the games, though, it's this is different.
In the game. I feel like FNAF has the big trend of neglecting family members.
Yeah, very much well so. Screw Oswald's dad, he was ugly. Dang, bro, why you
Anyhow, with anything, I don't know how Charlie's gonna treat Henry, because Henry did love Charlie, but
yeah,
clearly not enough to save her that day.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder too what happened to him at the end of the film, because we hear as he's going about talking to Mike and giving him his warnings about the puppet and William and Fad's entertainment and all that such. We hear something break into his place, right? And I'm wondering, could have been maybe the puppet itself that was breaking into his house, or maybe someone else entirely. We don't know. Again, it was just a recording that we heard. We didn't see anything physically happen. We just heard the recording. What my question was about Super Brothers. I'm sorry, Jared. I'm sorry. My bad, bro. I'm sorry for not reading your question, bro. I apologize with the whole recording and everything. But I'm doing the best I can, okay? Most of the time, we never done this live before, okay? We most of the time we do this just as a recording and premiere it, but we never done this live before, so we're trying to get there.
Yeah.
Right? We're working on it.
And I think it's important to mention somebody else is pretty relevant. We feel like we went over Charlie, we went over Henry. But what about Henry's business partner, William, now?
Do you think
Henry's alive?
Do you think he is? Do you think he's alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, without a doubt, he's important. Next
because
question.
Henry, at least from the games, Henry's not a stupid guy.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's definitely, and I think the person actually no, it wasn't that, but yeah. But overall, William Afton.
Yeah.
He didn't have much screen time in this movie, but a lot was still mentioned, and he had one of the most memorable scenes, in my opinion, in this movie.
Oh yeah.
During the flashback, and from the first movie, we get more lore on Vanessa and William's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to see a glimpse at his creations and what's in Afton's workshop.
Mm-hmm. Blueprints. I think what we saw were eyeballs, because we saw yellow, blue eyes, yellow, parts as well too, which I believe those might have been parts for Spring Bonnie costume, and also maybe for other animatronics as well. We did see prototypes as well too for the other ones as well, the proto animatronics and the OG as well. I'm not sure about the toys, but we did see prototypes and blueprints and everything, and of course we did get to see Circus Baby as well, which is a William Afton creation. and such though. And we know that in the games that Circus Baby was made for Elizabeth after, right? So it's possible that Circus Baby was made for his daughter Vanessa as well too. In a whole sense, and of course with the dream sequence, right? It's kind of cool how it's like. As I said beforehand, right? As an adult, she feels empowered and confident when confronting her father. But when her father turns the whole when her father William takes control of the situation, she becomes scared and becomes very less confident. Becomes the scared little girl that she was back then, And so she's getting chased down the hall and everything. And again, the whole sequence, going back and forth between old and young Vanessa and, William being crazy and such was portrayed really well. And when she got jump scared by William, and William was you will always be mine. So it's almost no matter what, whether he's dead or alive, he will always be, his daughter, don't matter the case. Pretty sure behind the scenes there was a toy animatronic blueprints in William workshop. There probably was blueprints, yeah.
Yep, there was. Yep, the toys I think were constructed by William.
Yeah, so the toys and the the toys and the prototypes. So I think almost all the prototypes, the toys, prototypes, and the OGs might have all been constructed by William though. But we know that he was his business partner. So obviously William had to create something, or not William. Henry had to create some things, right? Probably the puppet, because we know Henry definitely created a puppet in the game, so he most likely created a puppet here in the movieverse, and the music bots and things as well. Jared says, now the big question that's theory run around is Elizabeth already dead in the movieverse and possessing baby since her eyes were green in the dream state, or was it purely fan service? See, that we were talking about earlier as well too. It could very well be, for the sake of it, just fan service, but because we only, as you said, we only saw 2 kids and William and his wife, right, in that painting.
Yes. In the family photo and in the portrait, if it's a family photo, there was not a 3rd kid, and in the photo, Vanessa and Michael look, I would say, older than they did in the flashback sequence. And if that was the case, then that means in that moment of the flashback, there couldn't have been the chance of a 3rd child ever coming along the way.
Yeah.
So, meaning there was only ever 2 kids, and I think in the movieverse, it's just Circus Baby tends to have green eyes. I do think she looks better with green eyes and blue.
Yeah, honestly, the blue eyes are cool, but it's green. It just suits her character a lot better, hands down, though. Yeah, basically kind of how again, not to get sidetracked, but basically the whole core summary was that the film was taking place a year after. Mike and Abby trying to live normal lives, and Abby's lingering connection to the ghost children leads her to sneak back to the world Freddy's and uncover more secrets, right? And of course there's major plot revelations, right, including Charlie, Michael Afton, the animatronics, right, the Withers toys and everything, and of course taking the possession and Springtrap's awakening and Henry's warning and such. So that's basically the whole story and spiel and focus of this film, right? Abby uncovering more secrets, same thing for Mike and Vanessa, Michael Afton, the family connections and everything and such. So fair point. Just thought I asked, since there's so many people theorizing if Vanessa is adopted, since Baby was, well, she ain't adopted. Vanessa is William Afton's daughter. She specifically says that's her father. So
as Voltage mentioned, people saying Baby's such a sudden appearance in the movie. I don't really think it's that sudden of an appearance. To me, it's kind of expected.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be for real. I didn't expect Baby to appear in the movie, but when you think about it, it's kind of expected because sister location animatronics were made way beforehand, and with the toy animatronics being already pretty advanced and William being able to make such large creations, and with the planning, the rental animatronics were made so early on. So it makes sense for the animatronics to be made and to be seen in that workshop. To me, it wasn't random. To me, it was just kind of confirming hey, yeah, these animatronics were made along with a lot of the way
back in
and
the
that William, and William is the creator of them. So to me, I'm that was a pretty necessary detail, I think, to mention.
Even though it was brief, it was a detail to to acknowledge very clearly that they were made way back then. Elijah said, yep. Let's see what else. When Mike broke into the pizzeria, there was a blonde girl in the floor, and the girl in Vanessa was in the cabinet side thing. Yeah, that girl was Lisa. Yeah, if you talk about the moment where Mike enters the pizzeria and finds Vanessa tied up and everything, right? That's we do see Lisa, right? Because again, she was possessed, right? And she forced Vanessa to give the code, because the reason why also, right? Again, we're trying to get sidetracked because I know we were talking about the story. They were answering people's questions at the same time though, but because again, we were trying to keep moving forward with the story. But did you say we covered the story pretty good? Was there anything else we needed to cover now?
I mean, we already finished the story part, I would say.
Oh, we did? Okay.
Gotta go.
Because I know.
Yeah, remember.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Because I know we're not able to cover everything, but like we covered the major stuff, you know.
Yeah, we covered all the major stuff,
Okay.
and we went over Henry, William, a bit of Vanessa. I think we supported and mentioned Mike and Abby though.
So, do you think the Wither animatronics will return in the third movie or just stay deactivated?
They could make a subtle cameo.
Yeah, I can see them making a cameo, right? Because we know that we know in FNAF 3, in Fazbear Frights, that we get a combination of both FNAF 1 and FNAF 2 animatronics. So I can very much well see these prototypes, right? Because we know that at the end of the at the end of the second movie, right, how we see a group of like people who are like, you know, working on like Fazbear Frights and everything, or go about like, you know, finding and salvaging anything they can from the first location. I wouldn't doubt it if they went to the other location, like the second location, and found the prototypes, like the Withers, because the Withers are not possessed at all, right? The only ones that are possessed are the OG animatronics and, you know, the puppet, right? But we know that, you know, they are the reason why the toy animatronics are acting the way they are and it being controlled, because they're controlled being via a wireless thing, right? And they were trapped in the pizzeria due to like a power, it was like some sort of like limiter or like a power thing, right? Where if they do end up leaving the pizzeria, then like their power starts like to drain, and that would force them to go back. But like, or it was a perimeter thing. No, it was a perimeter thing. Like, it was a perimeter thing where it kept them locked in. But, of course, Vanessa, right, this being the daughter of William Afton, like, obviously knows all the secrets and codes. The puppet made Vanessa give up the code and put it in the computer, so that way they can remove the limiter locks. That way the toy animatronics can, Torchy did activate them, but now she's destroyed, so I don't think Charlie can reactivate them. I don't think so. Because, again, they're prototypes. They're all broken and everything such, so I don't really see her going back for them. And such though, and trying to reactivate the Withers. I mean, like I said, they could make a cameo, as you said, Ambrose. Like, they could very much well make a cameo, in the third film. But since Abby removed like the whole perimeter lock thing from the toy animatronics, they're able to roam freely, and the puppet is able to roam freely as well too, and make all the adults pay, and such. And of course, they can possess Abby, so that way she can have like a new body to continue terrorizing the other adults within the town as well too. And also, speaking of town as well too, Fazfest. What did you think of the Fazfest part of the film? Did you like that?
It was a very niche part of the film that wasn't really that relevant, but that's where all the YouTuber cameos were.
Yes, we got Dawko, 8-Bit Ryan, Razbowski, and there was one more other YouTuber. I can't remember. There was one more. If someone can let me know who that was in the chat.
Fusion.
Was it Fusion? I think it was Fusion. I think it might have been Fusion.
Fusion, yeah. It was Fusion.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was. It was a Fusion one too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was Fusion. Yeah, so, yeah, Dawko, Razbowski, 8-Bit, and Fusion. Yeah, thank you for correcting me on that. Where did they pop up in what scene? So, you know, the scene where when Toy Freddy is entering Fazfest, like, when he just enters, like, everybody is looking at him. If you look closely to the right, off to the right side, like, when Toy Freddy moves and looks to the right, you can see all the other YouTubers over there, just, like, admiring Toy Freddy, like, oh my god, like, they think it's a person in there, but it's not a person. It's an actual animatronic being possessed, being controlled by, Charlie. JS Geek says, okay, I'm gonna go now. Have a good night. Yo, thanks so much, Geek, for hanging out with us tonight, man. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of IndieCast. Have a great rest of your night. Stay safe, buddy. We will see you in the next one. Take care of yourself, bro. What's up, Super Dude? Welcome to today's stream. Hope everybody great this far. Today, we are talking about the FNAF 2 movie and seeing if it was, like, worse than the first one. We're giving a lot of thoughts, like, so far. We're giving, like, our initial thoughts. We're talking about characters, story, theories, answering people's questions. We're doing a lot here in the stream. So, we might be a little over the place, but we're staying neat and organized, wouldn't you say, Ambrose? We're doing the best.
Trying to, yeah. But yes. Anyway, as I mentioned before, Mike and Abby for the character analysis part.
Yes.
As I mentioned a little bit before with Mike, he's just kind of getting caught in the mix of things. He's kind of just there, but while Abby has a lot more active role in this film, I would say, compared to the first.
Yeah, definitely, because like the first film definitely focused a lot more on Mike, right, and his struggles and like Garrett and everything. Of course, like Abby was like, you know, just was there sometimes it seems, but she was there to like basically be like, you know, a balancing factor, right? Because it's almost like in the first film you have like Mike, Vanessa, and Abby was in the middle, but now this time it's like you have Mike in the middle, and then there's Abby and Vanessa, you know. So it's like Vanessa kind of stayed where she was. It's like it's just the two characters role like switch. So it's like first film focused a lot more on Mike, then the second film focused a lot more on Abby. But you still had other focuses on the other characters as well too here and there. What's going on, Red1244? Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone had a great day so far, dude. Don't expect to be fully prepared. Just keep looking, going forward with what you have. Thank you, Shadow. Want to know a really important scene? Not really. Oh, that Freddy plushie singing in the.
Yeah, also funny. Yeah.
that made me laugh. Like it was unexpected.
No, that was a good moment.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Anyhow.
But back to the main point at hand. Could you remind me what we were on?
I think we were talking about Abby, because how she has a more important role in
Yeah,
this film compared to the first.
Yes. And we know that she holds a very strong connection with with the kids, right? Because they actually see her as a friend, right? Not be so distant or yes, she's making friends at school, but she doesn't get bullied or disrespected by the teacher and other people, especially compared to the animatronics, right? Because they're kids and they like her as a friend. Whoa, Golden Freddy, you're back again. Wow, that's insane, bro. Oh my god, did you guys see that, bro? Golden Freddy just showed up out of nowhere, bro. What?
Wow. Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know what he's talking about. I think Super's Delulu.
Are you serious?
Golden Freddy.
He was
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Chat, he was right
Yeah,
there.
Oh, you guys, I don't know what Super's talking about.
Okay, just you wait.
Golden Freddy, I think he's having hallucinations.
Okay, you know what? Just you wait, chat. Y'all don't believe me from now, but just you wait. Just you wait. Now the question is, will third movie prioritize more on Vanessa and why she's so secretive with Mike, or will it be amidst Vanessa and Springtrap coming back? The bear that did appear in the second film. We will get to those in a moment, but back to again,
Yes.
Abby, right? So Abby,
What?
she was again in relation to connection with the other characters, right, and the kids and everything, and and of course with Vanessa, it was more about her confronting her trauma and her past and everything, and while she somewhat kind of got through it, not really, right, it's still there, especially with Michael coming back in the picture. It just simply reminded her more of her horrible past and her father and everything, and now it's now that she's being told to stay away, Mike told her to stay away from them, right, she feels heartbroken and truly alone now. And it's she just kind of in a way kind of gives into that possession instead of fighting back against and it's she feels truly alone. But it's with Abby, Abby will always have her brother, and she knows that the kids will move on and find peace and everything. The missing kids, which I found that interesting too. It's because it's almost like a callback to FNAF 3, right? With its with the happiest day, but how all the kids move on, right? All the 5 kids. Cassie and the other children move on. That was a recall to that right there. When after the OG animatronics defeated the toys, and Michael gets decked by Jeremy. He's like, "Where do you think you're going, Jack?" I was not gonna cuss, but it's that was hilarious. Michael have just get hang line, bro, by Jeremy.
Oh, actually, that's an important question. Voltage asked, was the trophies and with the box and stuff. So Scott doesn't know what's in the damn box, so he wasn't giving us an answer.
Yeah.
He has no clue. He forgot.
But I think this is his answer though, right? And I think it's it's Williams basically the stuff that that we saw in the box. Right? We saw a plane and marbles and other objects as well too. Those objects are trophies from his kills, right? Of the children that he's killed. They're trophies that he takes from his victims and gives them to Vanessa, as toys.
I guess you could say that for the movie, but for the game, I would say clearly I think it has more importance. Because it's such a big question, and Scott knows that, and he forgot what's in it. But, because I would say if you want to know more stuff about the box, watch Game Theory's recent FNAF theory about it. Because in that theory, they also call out Scott for bad writing.
Oh, dang. I'll switch up music now.
But, yes, that's fine. But yeah, I'm actually really glad in this film they do focus more on Abby and kind of her struggles, because in a lot of films and stuff they really don't expand on kid characters and what they're going through. They're kind of just there, that you gotta think about and just kind of theorize. But in Abby they actually give us the picture of what's going through her mind and stuff like that.
And at the end of the day, she just wants to just be with her friends, and just be happy. That was the whole
she just wants friends.
Yep. And while she isn't, and while her friends are gone, at least she knows the fact that they're going to heaven. They'll be able to rest. And I like Cassie. I like how Cassie does say we'll see you there, but not too soon. We'll see when your time is right. When your time comes.
Yeah. He's like, I hope to see you there. Well, not now, but soon. Not too soon, but I hope to see you again.
Yep, we'll hope to see you again someday. But I'm glad to see that they're getting rest, though. I'm very happy about that. But we know that with them moving on, we know what that means, right? William is coming back. He becomes Springtrap, I always come back. Because they were the only ones, they were the only things that were holding William back, right? And with them moving on, as he said, I won't be able to hold, we know Cassie's the strongest soul out of all those kids, like the 5 missing kids. He's the strongest one. But they said, but they were all working together to keep him at bay, right? From haunting his like body again. Who says they're going to heaven with what they did to William? They aren't. They are going to, man. They're going to heaven. William's going to hell, bro. He's gonna burn and pay for what he's done.
Oh yeah. But yeah, with the kids and stuff, I think this movie in the beginning of the next movie is going to finally finish off Abby's character arc.
Yeah.
This will be the end of it, because now she has to move on. Now she got the confirmation her friends are going to die. She probably won't see them again for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And now she has to learn with this, and I think we're going to have a close to her character arc. In the next film, she just might be carried along just like Mike was in this film.
Yeah.
And next film, we're gonna expand more on Mike. We're gonna finally get more to Vanessa, because I think Vanessa's being built to be the complex character of FNAF for the films.
Yep.
And we're gonna get a lot of truth regarding her and a lot of truth regarding Michael. We actually might even, I think in the next film, we're gonna see the sister location.
You think we're gonna see sister location? I hope we see sister location. I really want to see in the films, bro. Like that would be such a big thing to see.
Yeah, I think Michael Afton is dying in the next film.
Yep, I believe I could definitely.
But I'll expand on that more later, because that's one of her categories, and I'll explain why I think that. But that's for later on.
Yeah.
And Michael, is there really not much to talk about? I think we mentioned him.
Yes,
I think that's all the characters.
Yes,
right, basically.
Yeah, let me think. So we cover Mike, we cover Abby, Vanessa, Henry, William as well. The teacher who got ultimately just like got like he literally got like how do I put it, like a brute fatality style of like Mortal Kombat. The way Chica just lifted the teacher's head like by the head and just crush it. I was like, dang, like you got Mortal Kombat killed, bro. Like fatality. Like you done, bro.
Exactly. You're right.
Mariku says, personally, I like how they didn't just copy the game in its story word for word and went in its own route. See, that's why I will appreciate that. Like Scott and Blumhouse are clearly trying to make it where this film, or this universe is like different from the games and the books, right? And it's almost like with the books and games, right? Like the books and the games aren't canon to each other. They're more like parallels, but like stuff that happens in the books gives you a good idea what happens in the games and vice versa. With the films, they take inspiration from like everything, right? From the games and the books and other things as well too. I feel like Ennard will appear and take Michael's body and use it. Because people were thinking, I have here now as well too, right? Because we saw Circus Baby, people were thinking, oh, what if like Mike is like possessed by Ennard right now, or maybe later on he will get possessed,
Let's address some of the theories more towards the end.
Okay, we'll save the theories more towards the end.
Yeah, because that's one of our categories.
Gotcha,
so I don't want to talk about it too much or reveal what we think and
fair enough.
Got it. But so that was some character analysis, and next is just some basic kind of questions. You ready to continue on?
Yep. So are we kind of answering people's questions in chat that we're kind of doing here? And or is that our question?
I think we did a lot of that on the way.
Okay. So we'll just focus on this category. So you want to lead us off?
Which is just now like going over all that story, that character analysis, and the previous things that we thought, what we think. Now, I think a big one of the question is, I think someone even asked it earlier on in the stream. It's like, was this movie scarier than the first?
I would say it was, like I said, in terms of like the jump scares and the gore and the darkness and the atmosphere, yes. I would say it was definitely a lot scarier than the first. Like to me, like the first film, like would you consider like the first one as like a thriller and this one more as a horror?
The first one was more of like a thriller. This one was more of a horror. Yeah, I think I agree with that one.
Yeah.
But and I think it's kind of basic. I think actually we can answer the next question. That's just more you want to elaborate on why it was scary or why it was there.
Okay. I think what made it scary is that, like, once again, it really relies on, like, a lot of, like, the factors, like the atmosphere, the setup, the characters, the events, and just, like, again, if you see what we happened in the first one, right? Again, with the whole little balloon boy thing, with Corey and, like, the whole Tatsy thing, which, by the way, I love that whole Corey cameo thing, right, with the Tatsy, like, they did it for the first, like, with the first film, they did it again for the second one, and he's like, you again, he's like, kid, get out of this cab right now. Then, like, Toy Chica comes in the frame, and, like, she does have her beak on, which, that was cool to see that, as well, too, so, like, hopefully we'll get to see Corey again for the third film, right, doing the whole Tatsy cameo thing for either, Abby or maybe for Mike or someone different, who knows. Let's see, Shadow says for the third film, I can see them doing two posters again, one for the Phantoms and Springtrap and one for the Fun Times. They are mainly focused in Pier. Yeah, I can see that being the case. Yeah, could you remind me the question one more time, Ambrose? I'm so sorry.
It was good. Like, which movie was scarier, like first or second, and then you gave your. I can get my thoughts.
Yeah, you can go ahead. And I'll come back to it. Yeah.
All right, got it. Like, do you think it was scarier than the second? I meant than the first. There were the jump scares felt less cheap. The only critique I have is that I feel like they just put the jump scare parts on 100 volume. Like, I feel like I got jump scared about more than the loudness rather than the actual jump scare.
Yeah.
Like, there were like 2 or 3 that I was like, I actually got jumped by, but then the others I'm like, oh, that was loud.
Yeah. Oh, super. I think I gotta agree with you the exact same way. Like, I basically the exact same way as you said it, though. It's like, the loudness, like, oh my god, like, you know, like, there's that. But, I mean, there's a few where they actually did maybe, like, jump for real. I'm like, holy smokes, man. Like, that was a really good jump scare. But, yeah, I said, they just crank up the volume. Jared said, in my opinion, they kind of made the jump scares a bit predictable, which didn't make them as scary. Do you kind of feel as well? You kind of feel a bit of predictability from that, Ambrose?
I didn't, if I can remember something, I don't feel like they were that predictable compared to the, like, first, I would say, probably the first movie, they were less predictable, because, like, you don't expect him to open a locker and then Balloon Boy get jump scared. It's like, you didn't expect that. But I would say, yeah, I think I'd agree, maybe they're more predictable in this film.
Yeah.
Considering that they took the more traditional route, maybe. Well, not the traditional route, but a more basic route.
Yeah.
For the jump scares.
Yo, what's up, Stuart David Wolf? Welcome to the stream. Hope everybody great as far, dude. Welcome to IndieCast episode 4, where today we're talking about the FNAF movie and see one or not of those worse than the first one. So we're kind of doing a whole review right now. What are you guys most excited for the third?
Later.
We'll say that for later. We'll say that later on.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get to all like the third film stuff like more close. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah,
we're not far.
Jared said, I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry, Ambrose.
You're good. You want to read that comment?
Yeah, Miriku says, it wasn't necessarily a horror movie in tradition. By tradition, it had more startling moments in the first, especially with the tiny puppets and the puppet itself. I did like that a lot, you know, with the puppets, jump scares, and the little mini puppets as well. I did find that very unsettling, but like very nice as well too. I found that very cool and very creepy and intriguing though. What did you think about those little guys, by the way, the little mini puppets, Ambrose?
I think those are actually really good. I really like the little audition in them and making them like actually do stuff as well. I really like the little puppets there. Yeah, other people might agree. I don't know, but because as we all know, I'm just like a puppet glazer, like Charlie Glazer. Yeah. It's like I will argue about them all day, every day.
All day, every day.
Yes.
But I mean, hey, very cool. Same. I'm gonna switch music for now. There we
go. And would that lead us to our next question?
Yep. What's our next question?
Okay, for a big question, what did the FNAF 2 movie do better than the first?
What did it do better than the first one? Okay. I would say let's see. The second movie definitely did better again, with the gore, the jump scares, the aesthetics was really nice. I would say like the designs did get better, in terms like, because again, not in like the designs of like the first set of animatronics we got, right, but the designs like for the withers and the toys, those were done very nice. I really liked that a lot. I did definitely like the Easter eggs and references that were put in this film as well too. You can tell there's a lot more Easter eggs references compared to the first film, which
were there? I feel like there were less.
Well, there's candies, there's Shadow Bunny, toy. There was Shadow Bunny, Shadow Freddy. Then we also had the horror.
The meme.
Yeah, the meme. There's another thing as well too.
The UCN lines.
Yep, the UCN lines. Like there's a few. Like there's a couple.
I might have to watch a video of like going over the references, because maybe I missed a lot that I didn't recognize. Because I was kind of just sitting there enjoying. I was just kind of enjoying that we got a second film regardless.
Yeah. I think it definitely proved on the aspect of like the lore, the jump scares, the gore, and the blood and everything. There's more, yeah, exactly as Shadow said, there's more scenery, because like, yeah, you can tell there's a lot more scenery, which I did appreciate with this film, because like the first film kind of focused a lot on the pizzeria and a couple other places, but like what I liked about this one is we were able to explore more of this, like, you know, the town and everywhere else, right? And just atmosphere. But then again, I think as Jerry said, I think that's a better answer, honestly. Like, both movies had an equal amount of Easter eggs. I wish Shadow Bonnie was there for more than a fraction of a second. I nearly missed him for blinking. Yeah, like, literally, like, you had to just peel your eyelids back to not miss this dude. I was like this during the entire time the movie. You can probably see the stream. Not sure if you are, but, like, I was like this. I was like, whatever's about to happen next, I'm ready. I'm ready. I ain't missing what's on the screen. And I saw him for, like, a split second.
It's funny because I think Mike even reacted fastly. He saw that shadow and immediately clicked that flashlight.
Yeah, that was so quick. That man just grabbed it. He's like, what was that? What was it? Never seen a man pick up a flashlight so quick my entire life, bro. Like, pick that thing up real quick.
I will say, though, they did a lot better with character connection in this movie.
Yes.
What they did worse, though, was pacing.
Oh
The
my
pacing
God.
was horrendous.
That was
I
my
feel like
biggest
the
complaint
pacing.
about this, the pacing.
Yes. The first 30 minutes, I feel like were pretty good pacing, but
Yeah.
then we went downhill because they ran out of screen time.
Yeah, and also consider about that, we're dealing with so many animatronics in this film, right? We're dealing with the toy animatronics, the wood animatronics, the puppets, and the OGs as well. So that's a lot of animatronics that we're dealing with here in this film. To try to squeeze in as well, too, and give them, like, scenes, it was a lot. Like, the pacing was horrid, man. It was really
I think
not good at all.
to tell the story they wanted to tell, they needed like 2 hours, 20 minutes screen time.
Yeah, I think had they given more screen time, I think we could, less than 2 hours. Yeah, I think less than 2 hours was not enough. I feel like, because people were thinking, right, with this second film, because the first film was, what, an hour and 55 minutes, right? Or hour and 56? I can't remember. It was around the hour and 50-minute mark for the first film. People were thinking with the second film that the second film was going to be, like, even longer than the first, right? Like, maybe around the 2 hour mark. But when we saw that it was less, that kind of made people were like, ooh, or like, I don't know, man. Like, it's considering the amount of animatronics and all the stuff they got to explain and deal with, right? Because just because, having shorter time doesn't mean, that it. I'm trying to think how I want to word that, right? I think that, you think that having a shorter time would make the film a lot more enjoyable and better, but it doesn't, Sometimes you got to do what you need to do, right? If you got to make it longer, But if it means that it's going to explain things and make everything much sense and have less plot holes and, like, give everyone the perfect amount of screen time, right, and build up, then I think people can appreciate that more. And I think the fans will really appreciate a longer FNAF film, Because, again, the hour 55-minute mark being close to 2 hours was great, for the first movie.
I think a way they could have included, like, I think they gave the toys a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
I think they could have cut some of Chica's, maybe to give Toy Bonnie and Toy Freddy, because this is what could have been the main animatronics for this film could have been the toys. So Toy Bonnie, Toy Freddy, Toy Chica, and Mangle, they could have been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if they want to include the Withers, I think an idea could have been, like, a new thing could have been, like, when the Withers turn on, they can't stay on for longer than insert amount of time here. So meaning instead of using the basic mechanics, like the mask and the flashlight, you have to wait it out with them, aka roam the pizzeria, hide from them. Exactly. And in a way you can get more of these kind of shots like we did in the first film. Like, we got a lot of good shots of Foxy, we got a good the others, like, roaming the place searching for Abby. So I feel like that could have been another one of those moments, the Withers time. Like, it could have been more than 5 minutes of screen time.
Yeah.
Like they had legit, like, you didn't see them on screen for that long.
2 minutes, that's it, bro. Like, swear we all got like 2 minutes of the Withers and, like, that's it, bro. Like, we got that shot where Mike, like, broke in, like, through a vent, or, like, either through a glass door, or, like, through a vent, or, like, somewhere Mike broke into the pizzeria, and we saw the Withers there, and then, like, they were activated, and it was like, well, it's nice to see him. I really feel like they should have gotten more screen time. One thing I will say I do appreciate is they actually made Mike actually play FNAF, because, like, in the first film, Mike slept, bro. He slept and, like, did a few things here and there, but, like, bro slept. But, like, here, he was actually playing FNAF, like, he was using the computer, he was checking the vents, he was flashing the flashlight, he was throwing the mask. Like, I liked how he was actually playing FNAF, too. That I really did appreciate a lot, which is really cool to see in the film. And Jared said FNAF 2 should have been, like, at least, like, Infinity type horror film length pacing. That's what I'm saying, dude, exactly. Also, welcome to stream, Sebastian. Sorry for not reading your comment. Hope you're having a great day so far. We're trying to, like, cover topics, give you guys thoughts. But, like, as we get closer to trailers, like, our end topics where we talk about, the third film and our theories, right? We'll be sure to answer a lot of you guys' questions, be a lot more active in the chat. So, again, we do apologize for that. But, again, this is our first time doing IndieCast as a live stream, because, if you guys know, our previous episodes were always done as videos and we premiered them live, but we would be in the chat, of course, me and Ambrose. So, again, we're doing this as a new thing to see if you guys would like to see this more of these episodes from now on as streams rather than videos, because this way, if it means getting out a lot faster and you guys like to see this stuff more, then we'll do it for you guys. But you may continue, Ambrose. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize.
Yes, no, you're good. Don't worry. And I think that could also, like, lead us to the first. I think they did a good job of, like, atmosphere and with the visuals and sound. The track in this movie and music was absolutely phenomenal.
I love the music.
Of, like, addressing the vibe you should be feeling for certain scenes. Fantastic job.
Yeah. And I love how they did a remix, like, with the intro with the first movie, right, for the second one, when they show, like, the cool little animation, like, the sprites and such for the Toymatrons and the puppet and everyone else. Like, I love that. Like, ultimately, like, they could cook with the music, man. When it comes to FNAF, man, you know, Scott, Blumhouse, all them, they could cook these OSTs, man. They do such a great job. I've always been a fan of FNAF OSTs. And they always just do such a fantastic job. So, like, you know, the music was great. Easter eggs and references, you know, jump scares and gore and lore and connections, you know, character, you know, development, as you said as well, too. Like, that's a lot of things that, I really did like. But again, like, you know, the pacing, like I said, was very bad. I will say some of the writing, some parts of writing here didn't kind of make sense, you know, and everything. I mean, what were some writing parts in your opinion that didn't really make much sense to you, Ambrose, like, in the film? In terms of, like, writing and films?
The possession. I don't get how that works, because it's like, does Puppet have to be there for animatronics? Like, I can be like, okay, maybe Bluetooth for animatronics, it makes sense, or connect it all to a system. But then for humans, does she go inside them? Does she phase through them? Does her soul have to just take over the body, then the puppet just becomes limp? It's, like, very confusing on how that whole thing works. And I think that entire writing is a plot hole right there.
Pretty much, yeah, because, like, we never, like, they cut it off, and it's like the next time we do see it, it's like the possession's already, like, happening or taking over, right? So, like, I'm really hoping, like, maybe we actually get, like, a proper answer as, like, how does that work exactly, you know, in terms of the FNAF universe? Because, like, possession takes on many shapes and forms in, like, different, like, films and writings and other things such, right? You know, sometimes possession happens, like, you know, through, like, the mind, or in this case, as a ghost will just kind of phase through and take over the body, you know? But, like, we never actually see any of that, so it's like, I really hope we get, like, maybe, you know, once we do free Vanessa in the third film, like, once Mike ends up free Vanessa from Charlotte's possession, maybe, like, Vanessa can kind of give us, like, an insight as, like, what was it like being possessed, you know, or, like, how did that happen and work, you know? Because it's like, again, we don't understand how that works. Jared says, I hope they go 3 for 3 with that intro and make it sound super creepy to fit the horror trap to Springtrap. They need to do that. I think they're definitely gonna do that. Like, I think they're definitely gonna make another remix version of that for the third film. I don't see why they wouldn't, because, like, they did it for the second film, they'll do it for the third film. How did Puppet bend so flimsy to get inside a Torchigas? Like, Puppet was just hollow and made of rubber. Well, again, you know, well, like I said, there's a spring locks as well, too. And it's almost like you can compare that to Lefty, you know, because Lefty was created by Henry. And I'm pretty sure didn't Lefty have spring locks inside as well, too, to keep, you know, the puppet trapped in there? Yeah.
To keep the puppet contained.
So that's how she was able to just kind of fit in, like, perfectly, you know, the spring locks.
But for humans, what?
I don't know. It's weird, because, again, they have 4 fingers, and meanwhile, Spring Bunny has 5 fingers.
Because it's weird. It's like, why would William design the animatronics for a puppet to fit inside?
Yeah.
Puppet wouldn't even fit. She has 5 fingers, doesn't she?
Puppet has 3 fingers. Only 3.
Puppet has 3? Okay, well, she would fit, but she wouldn't be able to move all fingers.
Yeah, obviously not all. So, like, it's weird. It's weird. There's some mysteries that's just, like, just so weird it doesn't make sense, but it's like, you know that probably will get answered till, like, later on down the line. So... Okay,
yeah,
you know, as Scott does with games, right? He sets us up and answers that stuff a little bit later on, you know.
But
figure stuff out.
Yeah, as bad as this movie was, it delivered as a fan. It gave us so much fan service and so much lore we want from the games, and it was incredible. Like Circus Baby was a great thing, as we mentioned before. The Easter eggs and everything was great. It was like what we asked for.
Yep, because what we asked for is what we got, you know. Again, while the film wasn't perfect, I still really enjoyed it a lot, you know. And as a fan, I really like this movie a lot, you know. Again, the Easter eggs, the references, the atmosphere, the jump scares, the character development, and the connections, and the lingering questions, like, that's your typical, like, you know, FNAF fashion right there that you see within the games and books. So I think, you know, that's something I can really appreciate as a fan, you know. And it's like, I think ultimately, Blumhouse and Scott did, like, you know, they did, in terms of fan service in this movie, you know. And literally Jared took the words out of my mouth. As a fan, W movie, the fan service was 10 out of 10. As far as a storyline, it was a 6 out of 10 at best. Which I guess you want to kind of move on to the rating anyway. You know, Ambrose, like, what would you rate the movie?
So the overall impression?
Yeah, the overall impression.
Okay, well, that was 4 out of 10. I like as just like writing, but as a fan, it was a 8 out of 10. Yo, and you know what? Maybe the Poppy Playtime movie might be better.
I'm hoping so. Like, I'm very excited to see how they're gonna do the Poppy Playtime movie, right? With like, you know, the trailer, the promotional stuff, the vlogs, dude, and like the movie as a whole. I'm excited for the Poppy Playtime movie. I'm very excited for that. But I guess in terms of my rating, like as for Jared's, right? I think for fan service, I would also give it a 10 out of 10. As far as the storyline and the film, I'll give it a 7 out of 10 for me. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Like, I enjoyed it. It was great, but like the writing could have been better. The pacing was very quick. Again, there are a couple plot holes, you know, how some things work and this doesn't make sense. But like, I'll give it a good solid 7 out of 10. And what you think? I mean, what do you guys think, Chad? Do you think it's a fair rating for me? Ambrose, you think it's a fair rating?
Yeah, I think it's a fair rating. I mean, yes.
Like, it's not perfect, but it's not bad.
We all scale it on our own terms. So I mean, it's like whatever rating you want. As long as the movie's like not 10 out of 10 writing in your part, then you know I think it's a valid opinion.
Exactly. But I think with this first film, right, you know, again, when comparing the first and second film, like, first film definitely did better in writing, but it lacked the jump scares and, like, you know, and the gore was good, but, like, kind of lacked, like, you know, inspiration and atmosphere. Well, we definitely explored a lot in the FNAF 1 location. I feel like the FNAF 2's, like, we kind of explored it a good bit, but, like, you know, not too much. I feel like the FNAF 2 location could have explored a little bit more, but again, with the first location, I like better writing, better exploration. You know, I like Spring Bonnie as well, too. Right. However, again, the first film definitely lacked the jump scares and the gore, but like the second film definitely did better in jump scares and gore and exploration and, you know, lore and such. Like the first film, like we got a good amount of lore, but also they never answered really much more about Garrett in the second film, did they? We never got any insight or more info on Garrett, did we?
To be fair, I think they answered that in the first film at the end. It's just Garrett's dead. William kidnapped him, womp womp.
Well, there has to be a reason why he kidnapped him, right? Like, he wouldn't just be out there randomly in the woods just kidnapping a kid, right?
I guess it's a fair point. It's like, bro went out of his way to get in his car.
Yep.
Go all the way to where Mike is and
kidnap Garrett. Yeah, like, we never got the answer to that. Like, you see what I'm saying? We never got that answer.
Okay, yeah, I get what you mean now.
So they have to answer that in the third film. Like, third film, like, they need to give us the reason, like, why did you take Garrett, right? Do you have some sort of, like, I feel like Mike's either father or his mother has to have some sort of connection with Phasma Entertainment to relate back to William and having a motivation and reason for even kidnapping Garrett in the first place. Like, going out there in the woods, in his car, kidnapping this kid, and then driving off, and for Mike to never see him ever again, right? Like, unless Springtrap just randomly explains why he did in the third film to Rage Bait Mike, I could honestly see that being the case. What if, like, in the third film, right, you know, Mike is going up against Springtrap, right, and maybe to Rage Bait Mike to make mistakes and such, right, to get the better of him? Like, what if he, like, kind of tells him, like, oh, here's what I did with your brother, right? Here's why I did this, you know? Explaining.
Yeah, what do we think he's gonna say, like, oh, I just felt like it.
Maybe. I can see that being said. Like, I did it because I felt like it, bro.
Yeah, it was like nothing personal. I just like,
he was a wretched, rotten little beast, bro, that needed to be put down. What if he said something like that, man? That would tick off Mike. Because that's what he called the other kids, wretched, rotten little beast. So, I could definitely see that being the case. But yeah.
It's definitely something. It's definitely, I don't even know what to say. It's crazy. But this part might take a minute, and now chat can be more interactive now.
Yay!
Theories for FNAF 3.
Let's go! Alright, let's talk about some theories and the questions for FNAF 3. So go ahead and drop them right now, yo. If you guys like any theories or any questions or anything you guys want to ask us, like, in regard to the third film, let us know, you know, right away in the chat, though. But I would say in terms of the third film, right, how they're setting it up is that, you know, for starters, it's pretty clear how they set up, in terms of the villains for the third film, we're going to be getting Michael Afton, right? We're going to see him again.
Michael Afton and Puppet might be our main ones.
Yeah, Puppet. Puppet possessing Vanessa. And I think we're going to get Vanny in this third film as well. Like, we're going to see, you know...
Vanny side! This might be the build-up to see the Vanny suit.
Yep. We're going to see the Vanny suit in the third film. Because the thing, like, if you're going to bring a security breach character, you might as well make her, you know, you might as well get...
like her sick twisted side?
Yep.
I see what you get. Okay, this is what I think's going to happen.
Alright.
I think for the rest of the series, I think for the next film, Michael Afton's going to be our overarching villain.
Yep.
And then Vanessa's going to be our antagonist, aka Vanny, and other other hands.
Mhm.
And then we're going to be going through Mike and Abby's perspective once again and get more feedback. And I think at the end of the film, either during an end credit scene or as the main ending,
And then in a fire.
we're gonna maybe a fire, yeah. But I think Michael's gonna get scooped.
You think Michael Afton's gonna get scooped?
I think that might be our end credit scene because I think our main ending might be involved burning Springtrap in the fire.
Yeah.
But then Michael Afton being like, I'm not done yet, goes to the search location and gets fucking, oh, whoopsie, gets jabaited into the scooper.
Language. Don't make me pull a Captain America on you, bro.
It was out of the, you know what, for almost a 2-hour stream, that was the first slip up.
Somebody said a bad language, yo. He said a bad language word. W cussing, he said. Okay, Jared said, your brother was the perfect candidate for Remnant to perfect my immortality, and that's how they explain why he's come back to life in the movie, just food and dog. Honestly, that could be a reason, like, maybe, like, or for a reason why he kidnapped him. Super act like he doesn't slip on a stream. I do slip up. I'm not no angel. I'm not perfect, so obviously I do slip up. That could be a reason, like maybe he did, kidnap Garrett for like to be a candidate for Remnant, right, to perfect his immortality or like whatever he was going at for whatever his end goal is, right, in the movieverse here. Kids, welcome to the real world, where we drop F-bombs. I'm just saying stuff to say stuff.
Yeah, but I think overall end credit scene is gonna be Michael getting jabaited and scooped.
Jabaited and scooped. We know that Vanessa will get freed, right? From Charlie's control. Like that has to happen in the third film. I feel like Mike's gonna be the one to do it. And that maybe they'll make that Vanessa and Mike will make that sort of reconnection. Apologize to each other, everything, right? And make things right. For the two characters and everything. What do you think will happen to Abby? Do you think, like, Abby, something bad's gonna happen to Abby in the third film? Or, like, maybe, will she just live to see another day? What do you think?
I think she might get her happy ending. Mike, I don't think he'll get his happy ending.
Michael Afton, not Mike Schmidt, right?
No, Schmidt.
Oh, so Schmidt's not gonna get a happy ending, but Abby will.
Yeah, I think in the sense of Vanessa's gonna die.
You think Vanessa's gonna die?
Yeah, I think because if they intend on FNAF 3 being the last movie,
yeah,
I think it's gonna be the end of the Afton family.
I see what you're saying. So maybe Mike, maybe like Vanessa dies, but like Mike and Abby get like sort of their happy ending in a way and such. But
in a way,
yeah.
When I say Abby gets her happy ending, I think she learns to cope with the fact that she can make real friends and that she'll eventually see her other friends one day.
Yeah.
Completing her character arc. But Mike, in a sense, like it's like a happy because Abby's safe, but unhappy because I generally do think they're still going with the love plot of Mike and Vanessa.
Oh, 100%.
And so Mike would be kind of upset and hurt by this after learning everything.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, it's like she did cause problems for them.
Yeah,
so
that is true.
It is his happy and sad ending, suppose.
So it's a bit of both, pretty much.
And because what is it? Vanessa made it very clear she does not want to follow her father's actions.
Yeah.
So it's gonna. I think we might get a thing of Vanessa's gonna stay behind to make sure Michael's dead.
Okay. So yeah, make sure make sure William goes down for good and such and the same.
Yeah, kind of like what Michael did in FNAF 6. Even though there was an escape route planned for Michael to live from the fire, he said, "Nah, I'm staying. You're gonna die.
Yep.
You're gonna die."
It
might be a similar thing here. What Vanessa's gonna be. Sorry for cutting you off.
Basically, Mike gets a bitter good ending where Abby is safe for good, but he loses Vanessa because she sacrificed herself to stop William forever. I could definitely see that being the case for sure for the third film. That's a really dang good theory. I like it.
Everybody clip it right now. I predicted the FNAF 3 movie.
We predicted, y'all. We're just that good.
But applause. Everyone give me your applause. I know. I'm just that good. Absolute cinema.
Oh my goodness.
And they're gonna screenshot that. It's gonna be in your sticker and your shiver. Good job.
Oh my goodness. What if they do decide to do the fourth film as a last one?
It's the thing of, I don't know if they will do a fourth film, maybe a spin-off film.
Yeah, maybe
because the thing, they signed a 3-movie contract deal.
Yeah.
If they signed that in mind, meaning they have to tell a good enough story within 3 films for everyone to be satisfied, but have an ending for the 3rd movie where they can continue off from. So if Michael getting scooped, the intro sequence to the 4th film could be Ennard taking over Michael's body.
Ah.
And then the twist being that Vanessa's sacrifice was worthless because William still survived, meaning Vanessa died for nothing.
Dang, man. That would be very, very sad that did happen.
And then, for the 4th film, again, also, with William being still alive and Michael now coming back with even probably more vengeance against his sister.
Yep.
And maybe like a team up of father and son, versus brother and sister kind of thing. Yeah.
So basically, like William and William and Mike. Well, see, here's the thing, because like with Ennard, right? Because wasn't like Ennard like against, like parts of him were against William because like there's like the molten MCI, right? And everything.
It could be a mixed personality kind of thing. It's like maybe you could have a thing where Ennard and Michael's personality are clashing. One wants to fight the father. One wants to be like, no, I'm working with him.
Yeah.
And then ends up being a self thing. But then at the end of the 4th movie, Henry says, I'm the hero, everyone die.
The end. I'm the real goat here, y'all. It was me all along.
Basically being symbolism to FNAF 6. I predicted the FNAF 3 movie and the FNAF 4 movie before it came out.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're just him, bro. You just built different. At this point,
I got that.
I got that. At this point, Mike and Ennard should just kiss each other. Oh my god, bro. We're all coming back to the stream in 2027 to say Ambrose was right. Yeah, Ambrose, in the future, you were right all along, man. You predicted the future.
Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure, at least for my, like, FNAF 4, I have no clue. But for the FNAF 3 movie, I think I have a good premise on that, and I think I could back that up with evidence.
Honestly, really could. Like, everything that you be saying is, like, it seems very true and valid on point, dude. Like, I could very much well see all that happen, right? Vanessa sacrificed herself to stop William, but, like, that sacrifice didn't end up working because William is still alive. Because, in FNAF 3, William does survive the fire, Because, like, Fazbear Fights does get set on fire, it burns down, but William survives that fire. And we know that Ennard is also out there, same thing, for the puppet as well, too. So, again, it definitely has to come to a close to films. Like, if they do decide to make the 3rd film the final one, then they definitely gotta, wrap it up where it's like everyone else does die and Mike and Abby does get like that happy ending and like that's it. But it's like, and they do choose to continue going on with that, then they have to make it where maybe Michael Afton does survive the fire, or like somehow escapes and such, or goes about doing something else, and then ends up going to the sister location, gets scooped, and Ennard takes over his body, and then it's like, as you said, the mixed clash personalities, where it's like one wants to fight the father, one wants to work with the father, right? And it could result like to Mike and Henry having to team up to end everything once and for all, and like Abby can go about growing up and living her life, and maybe she could be that character to lead the spin-offs in the future as well too, because Abby's such a young character, and she get into robotics, right? She has to connection with her friends and everything in spirits, so there's a lot of turns and directions that they could definitely take for both the FNAF 3 movie, or like even beyond that, like beyond the trilogy, or for the spin-offs. Like the possibilities are truly endless, man.
Yes.
Let's see. What if they do decide to do the 4th film as the last one? I mean, maybe. We'll see. We generally don't know. As of now, we know that they signed up for 3 films, but anything goes and does happen there.
That's what I answered earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Repeat stuff. Now watch friendship win once again. Yes, the power of friendship conquers all, man, because it just does. It just does, man. I'm trying to think, were there any other questions you guys had in the chat you guys wanted to ask? Because again, I know like during the beginning of it, like of the stream and such though, we did like a few questions pop-ups here and there, and it's like I wanted to get to those questions, but like at the same time it's like we were trying to keep the topics moving going forward and everything. And I know like typically when it comes to my streams anyway, right, I'm always about reading like every single comment, making you guys feel welcome and acknowledged and everything and such though. So it's like well, I do want to say like I'm sorry about not reading the comments much, but like again, this is a new thing that we're doing, so we do the best we can to balance out both like reading your guys' comments and kind of running this whole episode here as we're doing here in today's stream for you guys as well. Let's trying to think. Was there any other questions or any other topics you had in mind, Ambrose?
Not after the theories, it would be the outro. But if there's anything we wanna go in.
Because I'm trying to think. I feel like we kind of basically covered. Let's see. MJ Butt says, "Don't spoil FNAF 2. Haven't seen it yet." Well, if you haven't seen it, then I recommend exiting out of the stream right now. If you don't want to get spoiled, I mean, obviously we're coming up near to the end of it anyway, the stream. But I mean, if you don't want to get spoiled, I recommend just not being in the stream at all. Go see the film first, and then come back and watch the stream whenever you want to, and such, and hear our own thoughts, opinions, and theories and such, and just go forward from there in that manner. The stream is all about the stream is all about the FNAF 2 event. That's what I'm saying, bro. This stream was quite literally all about the FNAF 2 movie. Like talk about the story, the plots, the characters, the theories and thoughts and everything, dude. Like it was to cover all that. Bro, this is a stream all about the movie. Why are you here if you haven't watched it? That's what I'm saying, bro. This stream is all about this movie.
I'm not to ruin his fun. MJ, so he's rage baiting. I know him. He's seen the movie.
He has. So this is a person you do know. Okay, well never mind then.
I know.
He's that type of person. Okay, well thank you for correct. Yeah, you can deny it all you want, MJ, but like I got Ambrose here, bro. He knows. He knows the scoop. He knows the scoop, man. So.
Yes.
So thank you, Ambrose, for saving this stream. We appreciate you, dude, for being the hero and such, because
Yeah, I might be the Henry Emily of FNAF 4.
Yes, sir. I'll say that's kind of almost like everything I have to say on my end, right? In terms I gave my theories and thoughts, right? What's gonna happen in the film. Because most of my stuff sort of correlates to stuff that you say, but I'm still kind of backing up anyway. But I think we did a pretty good job in terms our initial thoughts, the story, the character development, what we liked, didn't like, our theories and thoughts, predictions, overall rating of the film, and we were able to answer a lot of questions in the live chat, talk to people, and get the stream going on as a roll, man. And I do want to ask guys here in the stream as well too, what did you guys think of how we did the IndieCast here, right? Because I know I said it once multiple times, we'll say it again anyway, because most of the times when we do these episodes of IndieCast, we always do them as a video, rather than, as a stream, of course. But this idea actually came, to my mind, and, I went about sharing with Ambrose, my other moderators off stream, and I said, yeah, let's do it, let's try it, it'd be something different. But I want to hear from you guys, in the chat, what did you guys think of this whole stream, and this layer overall for IndieCast? Would you guys like to see us do more episodes like this in the form of streams? Or do you guys kind of like it was fun, but we'll see how well it does over time. Yeah, because again, I'm pretty sure even with the stream being over, right, we could see other people still watch the stream and tune in and listen and such in there. I know we'll definitely need to add chapters for sure though for the stream as well too, just to kind of make it easier in terms of covering topics and things here and there when it comes to. Trying to think, Amber, should we add chapters for this probably for the stream for IndieCast?
It would be very hard to because we got sidetracked a lot.
Yeah, it'd be very hard. So I think we might honestly. You think we should just leave it alone then? Probably just kind of leave it be, because it would be, as you said, kind of hard to identify when it comes to adding chapters for the stream. So we could as well just. I think we might just leave it alone. It's all over the place, and it was, dude. And again, a lot of people had a lot of questions, and there was a bunch of topics covering over here and there, so I think it's and that's not a bad thing. The way we did it wasn't generally bad, but I think adding chapters to this would be really hard to do, so I think it's definitely best if we just leave it alone. And that's okay though, there's nothing wrong with that. Not every single stream has to be perfect or the exact same way as it is, being the way today's stream played out was if anything, a great one. It was very fun, engaging, and active, right? It's definitely different from other streams that we've done beforehand, but it was very fun how we did today's stream, talking about the movie, giving our initial thoughts on it, and just a lot of theories and predictions to discuss as well too. So I think what was nice about this too is that we were able to get this out a lot sooner than later, because had I chose probably do this as a video, it would have probably took it out a lot longer and such though. But I think definitely doing this, as a stream is very fun and enjoyable for you guys, because I get to you guys actually get your comments read, we interact with you guys, answer questions, lay out a lot of thoughts and theories, and it just makes the stream more active and engaging and fun overall though. What are your thoughts about doing this as a stream today, Ambrose? What are some things?
It got a little sidetracked for a lot of moments, and some of the categories took longer to answer than should have. But besides that, I think later on, as the stream progressed, it was good.
Yeah, again, the other moments we did sidetrack, but I think progression and timing and pacing was pretty good overall. I say it wasn't a too bad job. I say we didn't do too bad. Streams are more quicker, but for more editing and more prepared and organized videos. So streams are more quicker, but for more editing and more prepared and organized videos, so you can choose which ones you prefer. hang on, I'm trying to read that properly. Streams are more quicker, but for more editing and more preparedness and organized videos, so you can choose between which one you prefer. Okay, so you leave it down to preference. Okay, I got you. I was just trying to figure that out. I was trying to just get that figured out all in my mind, though, but we did though. Okay, so in a case, and of course, if you guys, you guys always can leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Like, once the stream is done, you guys can always leave your comments down below. That's Super Yapper YT for you. He gets sidetracked very easily. I mean, I do, bro. That's me. That's me.
Yeah.
And Ambrose being a member for 19 months. Let's go.
Man, who's that Ambrose guy? Man, that's
I know, right? Who is that?
Man.
He's a very big supporter, though. Clearly, if he's been a member for 19 months,
Yeah, clearly 19 months.
That's
a year and a half, about.
I believe so. Yeah, that's about a year and a half. So yeah.
Actually, that's a while. I just realized I'm out 19 months.
I was like, think about it, right? Because 12 months is a year, so that's 12 months. That's basically a year and 7 months, dude. Right there. So yeah. So getting close to 2 years, man, which is insane.
Exactly. It's funny. If people don't remember, I met this when Ruin was first launching the day of.
Yeah, you did met me during Ruin and such, though, and it's like the rest was history there, dude, which is crazy. Because a lot of people met me during Security Breach era and like Ruin as well too. And the channel just went off and the rest is history there, dude. So kind of crazy how time flies, bro. That was years ago.
I met you during Ruin, but we didn't like actually talk until we had an Indigo Park theory, and I mentioned it, and you wanted to get my thoughts, and then from there we went on, and I got sent every script from there on out. And then my favorite short to this day is the PW short.
Oh yeah, that was a really fun one. I had a great time, like typing up that script with you and editing and put it together, like because it was intriguing and different, and it was like the way we approached that video, like definitely grabbed a lot of people's attention and such. But that video actually ended up doing pretty well on the channel. I think it reached like 18,000 views, so like close there. So that video ended up doing pretty well. A lot of people did like that. You said hands down Ruin is the best DLC for FNAF. I mean, I would say like Ruin is great. I love Ruin. It's a great DLC.
The best DLC? It is the only DLC for FNAF besides the Halloween update.
Yeah, it's the.
Oh wait, no. No, because no. There's the Halloween for FNAF 4. There's Ruin, and then there's Dreadbear.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's right. So, but again, I think Ruin is like really good though. It's like those other DLCs.
Ruin is good, but I do like Dreadbear more. Just a little bit more.
Just a little bit more. Why do you like Dreadbear a little bit more? Tell me.
I don't know, cause the VR, and I just like the Halloween minigame. It's like, what was that? I really like the pick in the brain, the trick or treat minigame in that, or build a mangle.
That's fair. I think there's a fair valid reason. So okay, I respect it. But I mean, either way, like all the DLCs are great, But I mean, I think Ruin is like definitely one of my favorites, just hand down. Because like, even though it's a DLC, it kind of still feels like its own game in a way. Like, yes, it's a DLC. It's still like its own game, like its own story and everything. I've seen gameplay for Curse of Dreadbear, and yeah, I'll pass. I mean, like I said, I like the VR aspect and all things, which honestly, I would like to do more VR streams for the channel, because I know that's something a lot of people have been asking me as well too. Like, are you ever gonna do like more VR streams again? I was like, yes, I want to. I just don't know when.
I have a good stream idea for you. You could try 100%ing Help 1 and 2.
Try 100%ing Help 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you an actual like goal for the stream rather than just playing it for fun.
That is true. I know I already 100% in SOTM. But yeah, I don't think I never 100% in Help 1 and 2 anyway. So, okay, that's not a bad idea of mine. I will definitely keep that in mind, sir. I appreciate that. Trevor looks like a donkey. Oh my goodness, this guy. Okay, so yeah, is there anything else that you guys want to discuss in the chat here in regarding to the FNAF 2 movie or anything FNAF related, or you guys had any questions for me and Ambrose? Again, I did want to hear your guys' thoughts. Like, what are your guys' overall thoughts of this episode? I'm not sure I heard that from you guys, but like, what are your guys' overall thoughts on the formatting of this episode? Did you guys like it? Did you guys not like it? I know it was like based on preference, but like, I just wanted to hear from you guys, like, all honesty. In the chat, chat, what's 9 plus 10? 21, bro. 21. That's the answer every time, man. You found it very enjoyable? That's awesome, and I'm glad you found it very enjoyable, Shadow. Anybody else in the chat want to share their thoughts and everything? Because I already got Ambrose's thoughts. And Jared being a member for 21 months, let's go. Thank you so much, dude, for being a Super Rockstar for 21 months, dude. Like, literally, dude, that's like, literally, just 3 more months, that would have been 2 years, bro. Just, dang, man, you're super close to 2 years. Like, being a member for 2 months, or being a member for 21 months is awesome. But, like, that's almost 2 years, dude. Yeah, it is. Yes, sir, it is, but that's awesome, man. It took long enough for someone to answer the damn question. I know, right? It took them damn long enough. I know.
Yes, but any final thoughts? Because the next part is wrapping things up.
I guess my final thoughts is that, like, overall, the FNAF 2 movie, I would just think it wasn't, like... So I guess to answer the question of, was the FNAF 2 movie worse than the first? I would say it wasn't the worst, but it, wasn't better in a way. Like, yes, there were some aspects it definitely improved on compared to the first film. However, there were things that the first film did better on in terms of, like, pacing and writing, that goes to the first film, but, like, everything else, I would say I give that to the second film. But I really say that, for the third movie, right, for the FNAF 3 movie, if they can take, like, the best of both, take the best of like, of worlds from the first movie and the second movie and apply it to this third movie, I think the third will hands down be, like, the best, like, FNAF movie out of all the three that we're gonna get. So it's like with the Sonic film, right? Sonic 1 was good, Sonic 2 was great, but Sonic 3 was, like, amazing and on point, like the build up to that. So
Yeah.
if they can do something like that for the third film for Five Nights at Freddy's, for the FNAF 3 movie, then I think that they're gonna hit it out of the ballpark, and the third movie is gonna be fantastic. What about you, Ambrose?
For me, FNAF 2, it's very close to being worse than the first, but the FNAF 1 movie I do favorite it more than the FNAF 2 movie, but character and development-wise, I would say the FNAF 2 movie is better in that aspect, but the pacing threw me off so badly with the second movie, so it's hard to say for me.
Yeah.
Because the pacing, like, it wasn't the best in the first film, but it wasn't as bad as the FNAF 2 film.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's a pretty great answer, dude. Jared says Scott just needs to lock in with the storyline of FNAF 3, and it will easily be the best of the trilogy. Oh, easily. Like, if him and Blumhouse and everyone else just lock in and, just do it right for this third film, it will be the best in the trilogy. Like, hands down, it will be the best.
Ooh.
Like,
the part that's gonna suck is during promo for the FNAF 2 movie, they were like, you guys will love this film. And holy, they sold the bag.
They did sell the bag. Like, we're like, God, man. I was like, what's this? What is this? You lied to us. You told us this was not what we promised. This is not what we promised.
They're gonna do the same thing for FNAF 3 promotion. They're gonna be like, we did a lot better, listen to the fans, and you're gonna love the story. And we're all gonna cry in our seats as we're like, oh, this is so bad.
They're like, we thought they were gonna improve, but they didn't, bro. It's just FNAF 2 movie all over again. Like, why, bro? Why, Sky?
Yeah.
And back on the miss, you didn't miss too much. We kind of give like our overall closing thoughts on like the FNAF 2 movie and everything else. I hated the constant promotion videos, there's no one to keep track of. One thing I will say about the promotion is that I think there is such a thing as like too much, if you know what I'm saying, right? In terms of like revealing for the trailers and information and things here and there. I really feel like for promotional stuff, like I enjoy the marketing, but however there's a little bit of too much, right? I think if they simply kept like maybe just a couple trailers, but like just release the trailers, show a couple things, but like that's it, right? Keep it where it's very mysterious, very vague, so it's like, well, this way, the less you know, the better, So it's like when you go into that film, you're building up even more hype and excitement for your fan base and everybody else to go see the film in theaters, To be honest, I think a lot of the hype came from Matthew Lillard because my man was hyping the crap out of FNAF 2. I mean, he was hyping it up, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But do you feel the same?
Hey, I mean, a lot of it came from the director too. And to be fair, Matthew had like 2 scenes, and the 2 scenes he were in was the best scenes of the movie.
Oh yeah.
So he probably didn't need to be there on set every day for them. So the days he was on set, it was probably absolute cinema.
Yeah. Absolute
So
cinema.
that's probably why he was hyping it up.
Yeah, that's probably why, but like otherwise it's like that, and a lot of people, myself included, were super excited to see him and Skeet on the big screen again. For real, dude, like that's what made people very hyped. So like to see like these 2 characters from these 2 amazing actors, from Scream and everything come together, right? But of course we didn't get like any like interaction between the 2. I mean, obviously it makes sense, right? Concerning the events at the time and things that are happening, but it's just like other than that though, again, hopefully we'll get that in the third film. Like we'll kind of see more of those 2 characters on the screen as well too. Springtrap and also like I said, both of Matthew Lillard and Skeet as well too. Yo, what's going on to Watcher Gojo? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having an amazing day so far, dude. We're currently in the wrapping points, like near the end of this episode of IndieCast. We decided to do it as a live stream today to be different compared to the other episodes of where they've always been premieres. Henry is my teammate. But like I said, thanks for taking time today for being here, the Watcher. It's good to see you, buddy. Happy Sunday to you all the same. Yes, sir. Very nice, very nice. And but yeah, overall the stream was like very, very fun to do though. Guys, I had so much fun doing this. Again, let me know down in the comment section that, if y'all guys want to see us do another episode of this, right, as a stream, or if you guys want me to do, if you guys want to see the next episode as a video, like, feel free to just let us know about your thoughts all down, both in the chat and in, like, the comment section of the stream as well, too. But was there anything else that you wanted to say, Ambrose, or you kind of think we kind of covered just about everything for this episode?
Yeah, we covered about everything, and I really enjoyed this. It was definitely fun to do it live and actually replying to live feedback and correcting some things. But besides that, it was amazing.
Yes, sir. I feel the exact same way. So, alrighty, guys, we're going to go ahead and officially end episode 4 of IndieCast, where, was the FNAF 2 movie worse than the first? Overall review here. So, we hope you guys enjoyed this amazing episode here. If you guys did, we really appreciate if you guys could leave a like rating down below. If you guys are new to my YouTube channel and want to see more of these type of streams in the future, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button and turn on all notifications as well, too. And also, don't forget to check out my good friend here, Ambrose's YouTube channel as well. His channel is linked down in the description, of course. He covers horror games as well, too, and does amazing live streams. So, if you guys are looking to, watch another amazing content creator, highly encourage you guys to go check out Ambrose's channel, as he covers horror games and other cool, amazing projects as well too. And of course, you guys want to follow me on any of my social medias as well too, and also Discord. Of course, Discord shout out already put in the live chat. Thank you for that. But if you guys want to follow me on any of my social medias, they're all linked down in the description. If I'm not active on YouTube, chances are I'm very active on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as well. The Watcher says something I will say on my opinion. The hype didn't live up that much to me personally, but that's just me. I mean, yeah, we kind of covered it before with the marketing and the hype and everything, like, with Matthew Lillard and like and how others were hyping it up, because like it made people think that this movie was gonna be really, really amazing. It was good, but again, there were some flaws. There's definitely some flaws in the second film, and that needed to like take those flaws into consideration and make the third film even better than both the first and the second film in a course now, Watcher. I will say that. But yeah, again, yes, Riku, yes. Shout out to my good friend Ambrose. He is him, bro.
Yes.
My co-host, my co-star. Yeah, again, appreciate you sharing your thoughts, opinion on that, the Watcher. But yeah, just so you guys know, we will be back again with some more streams next week for you guys. I'll be keeping an eye on some stuff for like other horror games and such. Stuff for FNAF, Poppy Playtime, Indigo Park as well. Once we get some more like news information on that type of stuff, I'll be sure to be covering some. I'll be sure to make some videos and streams and shorts and all that stuff, and upload it here on my YouTube channel for you guys, of course. But I was gonna say, how we normally do the outro and the timing is, how we mess up sometimes. But let's see if we can get it right this time, Ambrose. Let's see if we can get the outro right. But alrighty, guys, that is everything we have to say here. Appreciate you guys so much support. Have a great rest of the day and night. And I've been Super Rocker.
I've been Luke Ambrose, so I was not locked in.
I'm like, you know what to do. I'm like, do you remember what to do? I sure hope so. I just go like.
Yeah, I got want to try that?
Let's try it again. Take 2. But yeah, anyway.
That's okay.
This is
I know you're talking. No, it's okay. This usually takes like 10,000 takes.
Yeah. This takes us like a few times, If you guys know, like every time when we do these episodes like off stream and everything, we're recording, it takes us like at least 4 or 5 times when we get the outro down pat though. But yeah, anywho, take 2. So anywho, hope you guys enjoyed this major stream. Of course, if you guys did, make sure you guys leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I've been Super Rocker.
And I've been Luke Ambrose.
And remember, the grind.
Yo, you cough. Yo, just say it. You just say it.
You want me to say it?
Yeah, you just say the grind never stopped. My grind has stopped. Your grind has not.
Okay, yeah, I guess you just want me to do it. I'll do it for both our sakes.
Yeah, you just do it.
Okay, I guess I'm doing it, chat. So maybe someday we'll get it right, Ambrose. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, but like someday in a future episode we'll get it down right back though. But anywho, I've been Super Rocker. This has been Luke Ambrose. We hope you guys enjoyed this amazing live stream. If you guys did, make sure you guys leave a like down below. Hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications, share the channel with a friend and family member. That will always be greatly appreciated. And of course, you can always change mine anytime. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of the day or night. And as always, everyone, stay safe, positive, be it for another. And remember, the grind never stops. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy, y'all. Bye-bye. Ambrose. Bye-bye.
And bye-bye.
Bye-bye.